What up, Otter? How you doing? How's my mic? Is it tinny? Is it fine? I think it's fine. I accidentally shut off my computer earlier by hitting the power bar with my finger by accident and just killed it. So everything got a bit of a hard reset. I had to set all my scenes back up. That's why literally every scene at the top says restore. I'm fine and I'm great. Hell yeah, dude. Damn, what's going on with my throat? What up, Myth? Red Velvet. What are you doing here, dude? Been a hot minute, Red V. How's it going, V? Symphony. Symphony SA. Okay. Work's been busy. Sorry. Work's been busy, but I'm here. Hell yeah. What up, Milo? How you doing? Work's been busy, huh? I gotta get my PNG tuber up. Give me a second here. Symphony, did you change your name, dude? Or have you always been that? Let me bust out my ping tuber. It's always been that? Really? Why am I only seeing that now? I feel like I should have known that. Huh. Seems like YouTube's not playing any music right now. What's going on? What's going on, YouTube? Should be. Maybe it's just a weird glitch. Let me try something here. Here we go. Okay, ads done. Ads are not done because I don't even think I've ran ads yet, have I? I totally forgot. I'm gonna run 3 minutes of ads now. Sorry, Milo. Sorry, dog. No, it's the only reason you got ads is because I didn't run those ads, and so it automatically puts on a pre-roll. But typically, I run the 3 minutes before we drop the Discord notification. I totally forgot to do that. It's usually like the first thing I do. So weird. Look how he spawned in there. Rip. No worries. I see you've been animating, Velvet. Sub nerd. What up, Jadu? Peekaboo. Guys, my shoulder's been acting up, and it's entirely my own fault. It's because I've been working it out. But I could just not exercise it ever, and it'll be fine, but then I'll never be able to work out again. And at this point, I don't even know that I will be able to, but, you know, I want to get my shoulder better. I just don't know how. And so every time that I take, time off because I fucked my shoulder up, it's my own fault. I know that exercising it is probably going to fuck it up, but it's not like I'm doing the same exercises that I know are going to fuck it up every time. I basically do different exercises and then see how my body reacts to it. And then that one in particular did not react well at all. By the way, if I sent you personally things that could not be posted on the server to be critiqued, would you still critique them? Yeah, I'm not gonna critique it live though, because it'd be weird. Well, I don't want to like open the floodgate for everybody to start DMing me for like non-live critiques, so it's like a tricky spot. I'll say yeah in this particular case, but it's an exception because you help out the channel a lot and stuff like that while being a mod and all that stuff. But typically no. Typically no. The answer is usually no, just because I don't want to make a habit of people DMing me for critiques. I want to milk you guys for content. That's the answer. If I'm gonna do critiques, I'm gonna make content out of it. You know? Generally speaking, no. You could also just censor it. I don't know how crazy it is, but... I sent some anatomy studies and stuff in the channel. Okay, let me take a little look. Even the censored version, I would question. Bro, what are you drawing? I don't even know. Can you legally send me this shit? What are you doing? Velvet, these are nice. I mean, I can give you some feedback if you want. Did you post it? Oh no, you just posted an art chart, not critiques. Never mind. Sorry, I thought we were talking about critiques and stuff, so I figured I had that on the brain. What's good? What up, Jay? How you doing, dog? I mean, yeah, it's not a crime, probably. I don't know how I feel about that. Well, look, if it's not illegal, send it to me, and if it is, don't draw that shit. I'm not looking at it. Well, I mean, I'll look at it now, but I won't. I'm not critiquing it now. Doing good. Animated 9 seconds and 30 frames per second. Why are you animating in 30 FPS? That's so strange. Maybe it isn't. Maybe I just don't know enough. But I feel like most people do 24 FPS, don't they? Get that content, critique me. I mean, I say that, but I'm not going to post this anywhere. I feel like I'm partly kind of done with the reels, guys. I'm not going to lie. I just don't have the fucking energy to actually make reels. You can animate on 30? Yeah, you can animate on 30. You can animate on basically any frame rate. I've seen 30, but I've only seen 30 within the context of, like, filmmaking. Not so much, like, animation. Like, hand-drawn stuff. I'm gonna take an easy one here. A lot of the stuff that I would critique you on, Red Velvet, is gonna be more proportion stuff. Actually, let's take this one. Just because I feel like there's some stuff that could definitely be fixed on this. I think you got the right idea here with sort of blocking your values and stuff. It's the right idea. I think the approach is a little off, or you're just not looking at the transitions very well. So you've added sort of these Terminator lines everywhere. Leo, I don't know what my voice did. That was a mic issue. That was not my voice. How you doing, Leo? We're going through critiques right now. Snacky! What up, NFT? How you doing? You can animate on 30? That's overkill? I don't think it's overkill. I just don't think it's like a standard format. Like, you can do it. It's just not gonna be compatible with like a lot of... I don't know, it's just weird, you know? More materializing stuff. I didn't realize I was on 30 FPS till an hour ago. Yeah, that's usually what it is. Like, some softwares just come at like 30 FPS in default, but or as a default setting. Okay, anyways. Red Velvet. The big issues I'm seeing is your transitional areas are a little too defined. You've got an excess of Terminator lines everywhere. I don't know if you know what a Terminator is, but essentially when you have a shadow, and you got sort of that dark line that runs through the shadow, and then this would all be shaded, and then this would be like this or whatever, right? This line here, going through, like this one, this would be the Terminator. It's just like the darkest point. It's where the planes transition. You've got Terminators everywhere here. You don't need this many Terminators. Also, what you're lacking here is sort of the gradient. So the Terminator is actually going to be along the area that is like transitioning between these two planes. So if I look at this, right here there's a Terminator line. I'll do it in red so it's clearer. Right here there's like a Terminator line on this muscle. Okay. I don't see any Terminators anywhere else, just because, I mean, there are some, I guess, in some areas here. Generally speaking, though, you're overdoing it. You need to blend this out more. So if I just take this, you're also going way too bright on the saturation here. This whole area here is all one muscle. So if I, like, grab my... Where the fuck's my paintbrush? Fuck. Did I, delete all my brushes for some reason? I don't know where my fuck... Oh, there it is. I don't know why I was struggling so much with that. There it is. This whole area here is basically just like this. Is all like one muscle. This is it's your rhomboid. It's your rhomboid. It attaches to your spine, and it also attaches to your scapula muscle, along with all of your, you know, rotator cuff muscles and stuff. But because you've sort of added this strong terminator line right here, you're implying that this basically, like, this shape is like... You're implying it looks like this as a muscle. Like, it's almost like a mountain peak. It's like too big of a transition. So what I would do is I would just soften that up a whole lot. I'm just going to take your value here. I'm going to take my paintbrush. I'm just going to drag across here and just soften this all up. I'm going to color pick right next to it just because I want it to blend out slowly. I'm going to go a bit bigger on my brush. And then you can add, I see like dark value in here, so it is a big muscle because this guy's strong. So it's going to be dark here, but it's going to be really blended out. It's not going to be as harsh. You've also got a lot of these, if you look at these little paint strokes are fine. Like if like you see how there's like these paint strokes here, you got some more here, you got a little bit of indications here. You're very, very messy with it. There's a lot of messiness. And if you're going to add texture with paint strokes, it has to be deliberate. And it has to describe the form, not take away from it. So this one here in particular, there's no form that it's describing. Okay? Like, and I'm trying to look at the texture I've applied on this girl, right? All these little textural lines, they're brush strokes, but they describe the form that they wrap around. You know? So that's sort of how you want to use brush strokes when you're doing, like, if you're applying texture and stuff. You want to make sure that when you're doing it along the actual contour of the form. Or at least helping it sell some sort of information. If you do it randomly like you have here, it's just going to feel muddy. And it's going to confuse the viewer when they're looking at it. So what I would do is just sort of clear that out. Oop. I should make sure I'm looking at YouTube chat right now, too. Oh yeah, on that note, guys, we are trying to get monetized on YouTube. If any of you guys are interested in watching on YouTube, I highly encourage you to open up my channel right now on YouTube while you're also watching here. If you don't want to do that, I get it. It's not going to hurt my feelings too bad. But, you know, just an option. I'll send you guys the link. I'll watch it after I finish watching the Philip DeFranco show. You're such a millennial, dude. Again, so again, I'm simplifying all of these regions a little bit more. I notice he's got sort of this like little dimple muscle here, so I'll do that. Then we're gonna sort of blend this out here. You know, I'm simplifying all this. This back area is way less intense than what you have here. There's not a lot of hardcore transitions and values on skin. So the one thing with skin that you need to know, Velvet, is that the transitions are really, really, really soft. If you start doing insane gradual transitions, unless you have like crazy lighting. Like in this case, you've got basically what I assume is like a spotlight over here based off where the light is catching, and then everything else is shadow. So you've got a singular light source. Maybe a little bit of a bounce light on the background here. I don't know if they have a secondary light or something, but to me it feels like there's just one light source, and it's top down like this. And so everything in this bottom region here is all just going to be way darker. And it's just going to... You want to define your major planes first, and then you want to go into these major planes, and you want to sort of paint out, using the value range that you've already established, a little bit more detail. What do I mean by that? Well, if I paint this just a flat gray here, but I want to add more information, I have to exist within the value range that I've already established here. I can't be adding like highlights and stuff. So if I want to say like there's a muscle in here, I would paint it maybe with just like a slightly darker value here. And then make sure that my transitions, even within this, are still very soft. You see how that reads? Like all I did was really simplify things, flatten things out a little bit, and it just comes off a little bit cleaner. And then you can define things a little bit more from there. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know the exact anatomy of the muscles, and I'm honestly just too dumb for that, so I'm trying to learn the values and shapes, hopefully learning where they attach through osmosis. I wouldn't do that. I would genuinely just pause and be like, where does this muscle attach? And just do that every now and then, and you'll build up, like, the mental, like, library and the faculties to just sort of know where everything goes and what everything is. If you just rely on just sort of guessing, you'll maybe get there through brute force over time. But it's gonna take you, like, a fucking bazillion years longer. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that you can't do it that way. It's just that, like, why would you? Like, is your goal to improve way slower? Because that's the way to do it. You know? Why is drawing clothes on my character for some reason the biggest and hardest roadblock yet I've come across in my art journey? We can go over clothes after. I'm in a bit of a critique mode, so if anybody wants to keep getting feedback or critiques, let me know, dude. I'm open to it. Again, I'm just going in here, Velvet, and I'm simplifying a lot of this stuff. Just making it cleaner. Really, really just thinking of the big shapes here. I'm gonna carve out the lats. Proportionately, the lats are in a weird spot here. So I'm going to tone that in a little bit. We can bring it out here. But yeah, so this is how I would approach it. Go real big. You don't have to do anything too complicated. And then from here, if you want to start doing more interesting shapes, you can do that. But that's sort of how I would start. I would establish my values, my mediums, my lights, and my darks. And then, only once I'm satisfied with those base forms, would I go in and define things a little bit more. Would I push things a little bit more. Keep it simple, and then complicate afterwards. Do a jiggle? Shit. It do. You know it do. I've 100% tried the normal way by learning muscle locations and where they attach, but, like, I'm an idiot. Well, I think what you need to do is, like, you don't need to do it all at once. You could just take, like, 5 minutes and be like, what bone does the muscle attach to here with the bicep muscle? And then you look it up and you go, oh, it attaches to the humerus bone? Okay. So now I know whenever I'm moving an arm, my bicep has to move in sync. If I've got, like, my humerus bone here, which is the upper arm of your forearm, or the upper arm of your arm, sorry. Like, the two bones here. Well, I guess you have, like, 3. But, this would be the humerus bone on your arm. The bicep attaches, I think, down here to the forearm, and then up to the humerus bone here, I want to say. Even I'm not, like, 100% positive. But I do know how it works relatively well. I think it's more important to know how the muscles work in sort of, like, tandem with different poses and different motions, rather than it is to know every single individual insertion and all that stuff. Not gonna lie, this made me remember when my math teacher gave me his anatomy book from college to help with art. Yeah, well, it's an important part of studying, you know? But yeah, back to this. Anyways, I'm not gonna go through this whole thing, Red Velvet. I just want to sort of, like, highlight to you the importance of simplifying things and then going in and applying texture and stuff like that afterwards. You can do it all afterwards, but just start basic. Start big, get small once you've established, and work from there. That's it. That's going to be your feedback. All right. Oh, yeah, I guess I can... I only really did the 1/2 there, but... Okay, who's Lolbit on Discord? I see Lolbit 2060 posted a critique request. If you're here, Lolbit, I'll go over your work. If not, we're gonna move on to the next person. But I'm just gonna go in first come first serve order. If I don't hear from Lolbit in the next minute or two, then what we will do is we will move on to Aixon. Yo, Flat is back! Alright, word. Flat is back. It is. It be back, dude. Symphony, you have, like, no concept of spending money, dude. You blow all of your money on the fucking, like, the Flat is back redeem. Whatever, man. It's a free country. You can spend your money how you want, you know? Squint your eyes at your drawing. Good way to see the big shapes before you define them. Yeah, for sure, dude. Like, when I was in college, we did that all the time. Our teachers would make us squint our eyes. Alternatively, you could just be blind and not wear your glasses. That helps, too. Oh, Jadu, I see your drawing. I could critique that on stream. I guess you just don't want me to, I guess. There's no nudity or anything. I don't think it's illegal. Might piss off some religious people, but... Whoa, who that? Who this? On the left? These were some exploration ideas I had that then led into developing this character. Actually, I developed this character, but I didn't actually like this character. I tried a bunch of different iterations. I think I like this one the most, but it just doesn't fit the vibe of what I'm going for. So then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to scrap this guy, and we're going to go do it again. And then I made this guy. And then now I'm making this guy. And these are going to be the two sort of main characters in my universe. Service I might simp for? Good, dude. That's the goal. He's kind of like a bit of a religious type paladin dude. I haven't decided what I want to call like his religion or whatever. But essentially, the idea is, you know, he's part of like some weird pseudo-religious cult thing that, you know, does circles and shit. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far. Cryptic Kitchen, how you doing, dude? I feel like you've got to be the right level of blind for that. I couldn't see anything without my glasses. That's right. You probably want to be moderately nearsighted to like where you're fine seeing shit if it's close enough. But yeah. Okay, we did not hear from Lulbit, or did we? Lulbit, you better be here. Your art is so cute. Blah, blah, blah. Squint your eyes. Blah, blah, blah. Give him a... Alright, we're gonna move on to Aixon's feedback, because we just did Red Velvet. Let's take a look at this. First things first, I mean, it looks great. There's not, like... Is this watermarked? What's the like, line, the drawing on top of this? Is it like a watermark or something? It's a watermark? Okay. Okay, going into this, a lot of the same stuff I would say to Red Velvet. I feel like a lot of these areas, like, we're not clear where we want to leave the brushstrokes and where we don't want to leave the brushstrokes. I'm seeing like some texture stuff here, and I think this could work really, really well. But I think the issue is like these texture lines are great, okay? These texture lines are really good, but when you're trying to do texture stuff, you really have to be selective in sort of what you add and what you don't add. This is sort of when it becomes a little bit vibes-based, or at least intuition-based. And I would say this light brown texture you have in here is great. I would personally keep that. These lines here, these white lines going across that texture, immediately takes away from the appeal of that texture. It immediately takes away from it. If you do... Let's say you do a sphere like this, right? If I draw another sphere sort of going the other way, it's going to feel like it has like a nice flow. If I come out and I do this, it instantly breaks that flow and it doesn't feel as appealing in terms of the way your eye moves across the form. That's the best way I can think of explaining it, because it is kind of an intuitive thing. But it is like, it's sort of the concept of flow in art. And when we're getting textural, we want to make sure that, like, when we're doing texture, we're doing it to a degree that we're not sort of, like, hindering the piece. And I think that's sort of, when you add sort of these little white lines in here, and even a lot of these black ones, they pull away. Like, these black ones aren't as bad, but then it gets, there's still a lot of messiness in this area, and it doesn't read as intentional to me. Like, this reads as just sort of like a white spot that wasn't colored in, you know? This is too dark compared to the rest of it, and it's very distracting. These, like, big dark circles here. Like this, you have sort of, like, this indication of flow going in here, and then you just have this black line coming straight down across that. So all of these things really sort of, it pulls away. You could think of, the way I think of appeal, I guess, when it comes to texture and messiness, because obviously I draw things and I have a very messy not painterly, like sketchy look to a lot of the stuff I draw. And the way I try and think about it in my mind is like a meter going up. Have you ever played Stardew Valley? If you've ever played Stardew Valley, there's a fishing minigame. Well, it's not really a minigame. I guess it kind of is. But when you're in the game, there's this game where you have this bar that appears when you're fishing. And then a little fish icon. And then this fish icon moves up and down. And below that fish icon, there's like this blue, or like green, I think it is, bar, okay? And your goal is that as this bar moves all over the place, you have to mash either faster or slower on the button to make sure this fish icon is on it. I feel like that's sort of what it feels like when you're doing textural work, where you want to hit just the right balance without overshooting. You want to always be aiming for the Goldilocks zone, and if you're adding stuff, sometimes it can pull away from it. It's really hard for me to give feedback on this stuff, so I'm more going to point out the areas rather than give you like a clear tutorial on how to solve this problem. Because to me, it's something that I struggle with for a really, really long time. I think it is something that you sort of just learn over time, intuitively. But yeah, a lot of these, like, these little white lines here, even this. So I guess if I'm trying to, like, quantify it into some sort of measurable thing that you can look out for, what I would say is it's contrasting directions as well as contrasting values. So you have black right here, and then you have white right next to it. And if you have black and white right next to each other like that, it's going to naturally, subconsciously, whether people realize it or not, it's going to draw the eye in. And it's a tool you can use to guide the eye or to make it look in a certain direction. But it's also something that can pull away from focal areas that you want to look at. And I think if it were me, my approach would be to be very clean and really high focus and really high render in sort of regions like the face. And a little bit looser. Like this, I think, is probably fine. I would clean it up a little bit. But like this no edge here where you have like no lines, I think that's totally fine. I think like I would just do it like this black line here, though, to me pulls away from it. Because we're getting lighter and lighter in value as we move out here. As we're almost getting sort of this lost edge here. But then you have this like big black harsh line that just sort of distracts. Same with like down here with all these black and whites. They're just, it doesn't read as textural. It reads as excess to me. Like even these highlights here, or these I guess these rim lights on the hair, very distracting. My eye wants to look at these areas before it looks at anything else. And I feel like if you eliminate a lot of this stuff, it's going to feel a little bit more appealing. I don't know how you draw, if you draw on different layers or whatever. If you can remove these white lines without removing this texture, because I think the texture is pretty nice. Even like this, I think is like really nice. Like you've got a nice flow and direction. You've got intentionality here, going with this like streak of hair. I would maybe add a little bit more here, sort of flowing out of that this way. Not like one that comes out straight away going into this flow here, but one that slowly curves out maybe. And then maybe that'll feel a little bit nicer or a little bit more of a smoother transition. But you really want to be thinking more about these flows and these curvatures. And I think just based on your rendering, Aixon, this is like you're at the level where this is the type of stuff you have to really look out for to push your art to the next level. I feel like this is sort of like where you start getting into like early intermediate level work, and when you can really sort of start nabbing down these high contrast areas that are pulling away from the areas that you don't want, you're gonna really see a lot of improvement the more you focus in on that. Like, and I'm seeing like it's not just value contrast. It's I just really want to ring through on contrast here, because I do think it's just contrast in general. So there's a lot of value contrast, like in this area here, this black line here, over here, down here. This stuff is kind of distracting also. Just very distracting. This is just sort of, doesn't have like very clear form, the way it just sort of sits on that color there. So contrast of values as well as line weights, because I'm seeing thick weights here where I don't know that there really should be any thick weights. So values, meaning white and black and everything in between. Contrast of, sorry, I just realized I'm not looking at YouTube chat. I'm sorry, YouTube chat, I'm coming. Don't. There we go. I think I set myself into a food coma. That's tragic, Merker. So values, what was I going to say? Values, line weight, so weight. And then just watch out for flows. Flow. Another thing I would say, this is a tough one because it's not, this isn't like an absolute. This isn't an absolute rule. This is a good thing to keep in mind, but it's not a thing that you're always going to want to do. But generally speaking, when you're doing like high render work, try and avoid pure blacks, just in general. Or be very, very selective with your pure blacks, where your pure blacks are not in high contrast areas. Or if they are, the high contrast areas are to define a shape. And they're not going to distract. I'm trying to think. I keep pulling back to this one. It's just like the only rendered thing I have. I'm trying to think like the darkest area on this is probably in the collar here. And we're not even anywhere close to 100% pure black here. So I would just say if you're doing painterly work, which you are here, especially where it feels like the values are really, really, really like, I mean, you're basically maxed out on values here. I would probably go with a little bit more mid-tone on the skin. Maybe. But that being said, that's not like the most important thing here. What I want to say is when you've got sort of these really light values in your renderings, and then you're putting a lot of black everywhere, it's going to naturally pull the eye away. I would say practice, and this is not a rule where you have to do this to have good art, okay? You can draw without this, but if you want to exercise your brain, try to limit your value range. And a good range, I think, would be anywhere from 0, being like pure white, let's say, to 60. And I'm speaking in percentages here. 60 being around sort of like a darker gray. And then that's for about 80% of the piece, okay? So for about 80% of the piece, probably more than that. Probably about, yeah, we'll say about 80% of the piece. In this value range. And then maybe like 20, or let's say 15% in a darker value range, being like 60 to 85 roughly. And then like literally like 5% of the piece being like really above 85. I'm going to say 4% above 85. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to leave 1% for pure black. Now, you don't have to do this. If you cannot work, if you can break this structure and it still works, great. But I just think that this is a good base to work off of, to sort of give yourself sort of like guide rails a little bit, you know? 1%. 1% of the piece being 1%. Or 95 plus. Does that make sense? This is just sort of like this is just sort of like a advice, I guess, for like how I structure my rendering. This isn't like a thing that I do all the time, but it's just like a thing that I keep in mind whenever I'm rendering something. But okay. Avoid pure black or avoid high contrast area. Jadu, that girl that Snag Drew had helped elaborate countless critiques so far. What girl? Oh, this chick. Yeah. Well, it's because I just go back to her because it's like it's the one thing I rendered. I have other renderings, but the other rendering I did is like definitely something that could get me TOS'd on stream, and I can't bust out big fat natties, dude, on stream. Twitch doesn't like it. There was like a week of time where Twitch let you draw big fat naked titties, but those days were the dark ages, dude. Eyebrow, except in your character. What are we talking about? Okay, so that would be my advice. Also, and this is another exercise you could do. Start with a darker background instead of painting on white. You don't have to do it. Again, this is not a hard and fast rule where it's like if you don't do this, you're not a good painter. It's not the case at all. But I think you're going to have a better understanding of your value ranges if you work from dark up to light, in my opinion. That's how I like to work, so I'm very biased, and I'm sure there are tons of artists who do the opposite. Actually, I know there are, but give it a try. Okay. I'm gonna get rid of this. Snack, make a Blue Sky account to post your big fat ones. Actually, I don't like... I've never drawn, like, actual, like, nudity. Like, the titties are covered. Okay? And they're on my Twitter. But I question showing them on stream. But you can go find them on my Twitter. They're like, one of the first things I posted. I think it was, like, a random rendering of, like, these two girls that I never finished. Here, this is the Twitter post. You ever draw backgrounds? No, but I really should. I really should get better at drawing backgrounds. You can ask Grok to undress them? I don't think there's any clothes to really take off of my character at this point. Recently discovered that I like to draw titties? You recently discovered that? Okay, bro. Cap. I know your ass knew that already. Backgrounds are really fun to draw. They are when you're good at it. I feel like the one thing is like, I feel like once you hit a certain skill level, going back to like something that you're weaker at feels so bad. But you are right. I do need to like kind of just sort of bite the bullet on that, but... Yeah, that might be TOS. Well, I drew the whole thing on Twitch, so... I think it's, like, relatively safe, but I could probably get dinged. I think I was just playing a little fast and loose, you know? Oh, pest control, there's a mouse in the house? That's right. It's me. Not safe for work section on your Discord when? Literally never. I will never, ever have a not safe for work section on my Discord. I'm never going to allow not safe for work art on the Discord. It's just, it has nothing to do with me being prudish or being against nudity or sexuality in any sort of way. I don't care. I just don't want the headache of having to moderate it. I feel like that opens an entire, like, other, like skill tree of fucking, like, mod skills that I'm just not interested in developing, okay? I don't want to have to fucking, like, be like the horny police, okay? Just not an interest of mine. He just hates Jadu? That too. That too, obviously. Obviously that. Just ask Palantir to moderate it for you? I don't have the money to pay Palantir to do shit for me, dude. But I appreciate the suggestion. Demon. Backgrounds are laborious for the amount of time people stare at them versus drawing them. That's true. Also, Demon, are you Damon by chance, or are you a completely new guy? I got another guy here named Demon. who's wondering when I was going live today, but no, I get it. I haven't braved doing actual not safe for art yet, or not safe for work art yet. I mean, yeah, I like I just don't. It's not really an interest of mine. That's like the big one. It just doesn't. I just don't really care, you know. Do we have any other critiques before I move on? I think that's it. I think that's the only critiques we got right now. Different guy? Well, Demon. That's good to know. You know what's funny? I was analyzing your messaging, Demon, like your text messages on the chat. Because Damon has a really unique way of writing that I guarantee within 2 sentences I could identify. So I was like almost sure that you weren't him. Because I didn't have to read your sentence twice. Sorry, Damon. I feel like Twitch should allow that level of nudity. It would just, at that point, just turn it into like OnlyFans, dude. Because it's like, I feel like, you know, it wouldn't just extend to like artists. Unless they just made it like an art thing, which I think they did, right? That was the whole idea, was they were like, it's tasteful nudity. And then everybody was just like painting their tits on stream. So it's like, I feel like people are always going to try and like push the limits of things. So I get why Twitch is restricting it. I personally think, you know, you should just be able to do it. But I do recognize that it comes with the territory that that's probably going to be the majority of content if you allow it. Horny is just too powerful of an emotion, dude. It's just too strong. It ruins lives, you know? It makes some lives awesome. It's just, it's OP. You gotta nerf the horny, dude. Can you critique my money spending? Financial advice? You know, I probably could, actually. To be fair, people showed knockers on Twitch. It was a specific streamer. No idea what her name was. I don't want to know, but she called her viewers wallets. Oh, fuck, dude. Yeah. Chat, you guys are my wallets now. That's just my fucking my community name. My wallets. That's insane. I hope it was a joke. I assume it was. I'm gonna give the benefit of the doubt and assume it was just a joke. I feel like it's counterproductive to say that because it's hard. It's hard. You don't want to try. I mean, following that same logic, why would Twitch go through the effort of moderating just chatting streamers that do nothing but sit in bikinis? I think there's a line though, like that's like very clear in Twitch's brain, and the line is just like the human nipple, basically. Like that's it. You could spread your asshole so long as there's a like thin piece of fabric there. It doesn't really matter on Twitch. And I think you could wear bikinis and stuff. And I think that's the line. But that's not really enough to turn this platform into like a goon base. It already kind of is to a degree, depending on the sort of like communities you're in or whatever. Generally speaking, though, I think artists are. I mean, you know what's funny? Most artists or most VTubers, I feel like every single one I follow has like some sort of like horny alt account. Female nipples specifically. That's right. Female nipples specifically. Body painting took that from everyone. Can never have an opening for such opportunities. Yeah, I do. Yeah, look. If you guys want to paint with your tits out or whatever, or paint giant cocks or giant tits or whatever, do it, bro. I think you could do it on Picardo, can't you? I don't know that there's like a strong viewership there though. That's the thing. They tried and it was impossible. Honestly, I feel like the stuff that I saw, even when they did release it, it was like, whatever, dude. I feel like they should have just, like, kept it. I think they kind of chickened out, to be quite honest. Like, I don't remember seeing anything too hardcore when, like, they did the whole, like, tasteful nudity permission thing. But your words are very motivating. For what, your financial advice? Just spend less money and make more money, dude. That's like my best advice for financial success, okay? Spend less than you make, and then spend less after that. No, I mean, what to draw on Twitch? You can draw big fat titties, dude. I just can't critique them. Jadu says, yeah, I do think they chickened out. I think because people made like a massive joke out of it, they decided it was easier to just not instead of go through the effort of defining the boundaries. Well, I think like artistic nudity is so broad, and it's something I allow like in my Twitch community, my Discord community, right? Like I'm fine with artistic nudity. I draw the line where it becomes like, could this be misconstrued as horny bait? That's sort of it. If it's like a life drawing study and it's like a shirtless lady or whatever and her boobies are out or whatever, I don't care. I just don't want to have to moderate porn. That's all. And it's not because I actually care what you guys watch. I know a lot of you guys are freaks, dude. I talk to you guys every week. I know this shit. This ain't news to me. And I love you for it, okay? But I don't want to police it. I'm not equipped for that shit. I think if that's something that you're like fine with, I just don't know much about like that world because I don't draw porn. I don't really consume a lot of like hentai and stuff like that. So I like the only stuff I see is like on Twitter or whatever. But it's just not like I'd basically be like have you ever had a discussion with someone and you don't know sort of what your stance is on it, and you're kind of in the discussion having like a discovery of your stance and position on things. I feel like that's sort of how I feel with a lot of like porn stuff, where I don't know where my actual like justified like moral limits are. Whoa, that sounds really sketchy. That's not what I mean. But I mean like in the sense that I don't know what is okay and what is not okay, what's too far, what's not too far. And I think when it comes to sexuality, it's just a really, really complicated thing to moderate in an art context. Now, there's very obvious stuff, okay? So, I know where your mind is going, chat. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about, like, the CSAM shit or, like, lolly shit and stuff like that. That stuff is, like, very obviously. I don't have to fucking debate that one ethically in my head, okay? But I just feel like if you get into a situation where it's, like, you know, like, BDSM-y or, like, you know, like, just like, stuff that could be like, I don't know how to like moderate that stuff. You know what I mean? That's where it gets sort of like weird for me. And because of that, I just don't care. I just don't want to deal with it, you know? I'm so gonna clip this. That's okay. I can delete clips. Even museums don't quite know how to moderate that stuff in art. Yeah. Yeah, and like there's lines, but the lines are different for everybody, and it's like let's say some guy is like, I'll just use this as an example, right? Because this is just the most common thing you'll see is usually like the sexualization of like chicks and stuff like that. Because chicks are hot, dude. Dudes love chicks. Chicks love chicks. So people draw it full 100% horny mode. But the thing is, if like let's say you have a person and they're constantly drawing somebody like in a like submissive or like really sort of I don't know. It's really with stuff like that. It's really difficult to draw the line between like this person is horny and this person is misogynistic. Do you know what I mean? That's sort of like where like my concern with a lot of this stuff comes from. And I feel like it's more of a concern with sort of like the female representation in art. I don't really see it. I guess it's maybe as a dude, I feel like it's like cartoonish whenever I see like exaggerated like giant massive cocks. It's like funny to me. I don't know if it's like a boy thing of just drawing penises or is like funny or whatever. But I just don't feel like the same sort of like emotional response to stuff like that. And I think within the context of sort of like BDSM art or just sort of like maybe like gore or I don't know what's that there's like a category of like Japanese like gore porn type stuff, like that stuff. It's like I just don't know how to regulate this stuff, so I just don't want to deal with it. That's it. That's the solution there, and I don't really want to defer the regulation to other people. Prudes versus pervs, a battle as old as time. Yeah, I mean, to caveat that, okay, not to you know, I woke it up a little bit, but to counter that, I also feel like the whole thing wherever I see like people post like hot people, you know, like people will draw like idealized body types and stuff like that. And then people shit on them on the internet. They're like, "Oh my god, you're drawing somebody who's super jacked. That's so unrealistic." That shit also equally annoys me. Okay, I feel like just let people draw what they want, but it's just it doesn't mean I want to fucking moderate it. That's all. I drew it in black and white, and I didn't really like it. I don't know why. Then my partner told me to post it anyways. But it could be cool to get feedback. Yeah, I'll give you feedback on it, dude. That's fine. I probably won't pull it up on stream or anything, but that being said, I wouldn't post it on Instagram because Instagram will ding you for like shit like that. If there are nips out, Instagram will for sure ding you. I think I shared it a while back in Snack's Discord. I went to an exhibition about the censorship of gayness in historical art. Oh. That does sound pretty interesting. I don't really know like what to think about, like in terms of like the history and shit like that. I just don't know anything about it. I don't know, dude. I've been hooked on an art history podcast, and there was a lot of discussion on the line between art and adult content. The tricky thing for me is that art, at its core, is sort of like a very like human thing, and I think like art, drawing, crafting, like sculpting, even like athletics. These are all very like human-centric things. They're things that are like uniquely done by humans. And I mean, there's you can make other examples too. Like you could say corporate America. Like there's no beavers that are like doing KPIs and fucking punching in like their time clocks and shit. But my point is like when it comes to like arts and athletics and just sort of like very emotionally tied in professions, humans get very sort of infatuated by those things. And I feel like that's also not I don't want to veer this into like an AI discussion, but I feel like to me that's why I also don't feel like as threatened by AI artists, that at least from an independent artist guy online who doesn't aspire to make money. If we're talking about like commercialization, it's a completely different thing. But I think that people really value the human aspect of stuff. Like I don't want to watch two chess bots play each other at chess. I want to watch two chess pros play each other at chess, right? Like it's one of those things where it's like there's an intrinsically human emotion there where it's like this is awe-inspiring that a human is able to do this stuff with their bare hands. And that aspect of it, I think, is just something that can't be replicated artificially. And so I think, but it's also one of these reasons that we value these things at such a high level. And all this to say, all to come back to what I was talking about, art in itself, when it comes to sort of like horny art, is to be expected, in my opinion. And I feel like the frustration of getting mad at it all the time is just, you're just going to burn yourself out. Because the reality is, it's an expression of like human emotion and human desire and all this stuff, right? Like at the end of the day, art is an expression of self to a degree. Whether it be positive, negative, and it doesn't have to be. It could be I could draw a Nike logo. You could maybe make the argument that that's not really like some sort of emotional expression. But, like if you're doing like corporate, like graphic design and shit. But generally speaking, art is sort of an emotional extension of humans. And I think because of that, you're gonna get a lot of horny shit, dude. That's just sort of like, it comes with the territory. If you want art, you kind of have to have the freedom to be able to do horny art, okay? If you want to draw big, sloppy, dripping cocks, dude, bricked up, fully rocketed up, dude, go crazy, all right? I think that's your right. So I feel like people who police sexuality in art kind of annoy me. I won't lie. I kind of roll my eye every time somebody says like, boobies, all you need is draw boobies. Maybe the dude just loves drawing boobies, or maybe the chick loves drawing boobies, I think a lot of people gripe about art because it's stuff they don't want to look at. Just don't look at it, That's sort of my stance on a lot of stuff. But when it comes to sort of moderation, that affects me a little bit more directly, and so that's why I'm just a little bit more prudish on it. But the barking startled me again. That's right. That's right. I hope it did. I'm never turning that audio down, by the way, guys. Demon on YouTube says, I get that. Drawing something and people comment, why did you have to do it like this? It's a deflating feeling when you like a piece. Yeah, it's also like... I could get the annoyance if it's like, if you're bombarded with it, right? Like, if everything I see all day... Like, let's say I'm on the internet, and I'm following artists. Luckily, I mostly look at people that I follow. But if I'm on the internet, and I see 100 things in a day, and 98 of those are chicks with fat tits... I'm probably going to get a little annoyed, but it doesn't mean that, like, my annoyance is really determined by, like, the actual content being produced. It's more just the frequency of it. And I think that's where a lot of that stuff comes from. I think, and I feel like that's sort of where I see people complaining about it. It's like, oh my god, all you do is this, this, and this. And it's just, people complain more about the frequency than the actual content itself. Now, obviously, you're going to get people that are going to, like, critique you and be like, oh, you know, why can't you draw them this way, or why can't you do that? But you're always going to get that. You're gonna get that if you draw somebody too light, somebody too dark, whatever. It doesn't matter. You're gonna get that sort of criticism, no matter what. So that stuff I would just kind of ignore. The frequency stuff, I mean, I kind of get it, I guess, but it's like I'm the one drawing it, dude. It's like if you guys were like, hey, could you not draw a dude with a scar on his face? It's like, no. Everybody needs a scar on their face or some sort of marking on their face. If somebody was like, Snack, all you do is draw guys with lines on their faces, I'd be like, yeah, fuck you, dude. I like it. I want it, alright? It adds visual interest to me. It's just that scars aren't as controversial as big, fat, juicy tits, dude. What can I say? I fly under the radar. These characters look cool? Thank you, Nancy. You look cool. Presumably. Oi, 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 Snack! Nostradamus, you're like entering in like a One Piece villain, dude. Oi, oi, oi. Yeah, man, draw what you like, and people who like what you draw will come to you. Exactly. Exactly. You know what's funny, too? I bet you, like, most people that, like, complain about that shit probably follow a lot of Goon content. If I had to bet. Ain't no way you're that perfect, dog. Mom probably thinking, who's this Canadian man talking about drawing boobies? Is your mom sitting next to you while I'm going through a fucking BDSM lore dump? Hi, Nancy. Hi, Nancy Dearest Sr. Mama N. Mercure, my funds are screaming at me. There's games on my wishlist on sale in Steam. Which ones? Do a jiggle? Shit. You know it, dude. You know it, dude. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Whenever I would post the Instagram reels, I would obviously bust out the big fat mouse tits. And/or balls, TBD. But I would always bust out the big fat mouse tits, and every single comment was about the big fat mouse tits. But I like that, though. That was kind of the goal, so I am mad at it. Milky? Do you have a moment to talk about the Mafia? Do you have a moment to talk about the Mafia? Do you have a moment to talk about the Mafia? Do you have a moment to talk about the Mafia? The Mafia? Yes, sir. What about the Mafia? Champion Baba on YouTube says more than half of my wish list is coming soon. What Mafia? Guys, can we get a little shout out for Milky Opie? It's crazy that somebody named Milky came in here right. Never mind. You know what? I'm gonna make a good impression, guys, and you guys are gonna make a good impression with me. We're no longer freaks. We're all normal people. How you doing, Milky? It took 2 years for me to get here. Well, I'm glad you came, dude. I'm glad you came. What were you up to today? I'm gonna give you a little shout out. Oh no, we already gave you one. You were doing art. What were you drawing, Milky? And do you want to share with the class? Let's see what you got, big dog. Milky Opie, you're just in time for the, what was it? Jiggly mouse titties. I have no idea what you're talking about. These are my testicles, guys. Stop making it weird. Mice have big nuts, alright? Sure, let me get a link. Do it up, big dog. I was working on a reference sheet? Hell yeah. Well, I'm gonna yap a little bit about me. Those things just moved up. They do. They do move up. They jiggle too. My name's Snack. I draw a little bit of this, a little bit of this. Right now we're doing character designs, sort of. So I was designing this guy. And then I had a bunch of guys down here that I was trying different costume fits on. That I didn't actually like, so we went back to drawing these guys. I draw stuff like this, stuff like this, stuff like this, stuff like this. We had a little bit of a Naruto phase a month ago, I won't lie. We had a little bit of a Naruto phase. We've done stuff like this. And now we're doing shit like this. We do a lot of shit. Do I need a permit for a link? You do not. Just know that if you explode my computer with a link, I'll never trust you again. And you may be banned. Depends how much I like you. Alright, let's see what we got. What we got? Oh shit. Speaking of drawing baddies, dude. We just had like a 1 hour like rant about like drawing hot babes, dude. You showed up here and you brought the hottest of babes. Check this shit out, guys. We're in Babe City right now. We're in Babe City. Milky! This is sick, dude. We got the ass from the front view. Crazy, dude. I dig it. This is really nice rendering. You really know how to use your hard edges here. It's solid. You even got like the gradients contrasting with the hard edges. Really nice stuff. I dig it. I like the texture too. If people want to follow you, Milky Opie, where can they follow you? Tell us. Give us your links, dude. Give us a little link. Maybe you got a little Twitter. Maybe you got a little Blue Sky, little Instagram, some OnlyFans, Rule 34, whatever you got, dude. Send down. Maybe not those last two, but you get the idea. Who is she? Immaculate taste. Does she have a number? This elf girl? I think she's a succubus, so she probably just summons. She just shows up in small towns and fucks you to death, presumably. If we're going with the traditional lore, I don't want to assume, but Instagram, X, Blue Sky, hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, dude. Well, Milky, thank you for the raid. If you got a dip, dude, you're more than welcome to. If you want to hang around, you can hang out too. Oops, I'm gonna leave that up. I won't complain. What are the summoning components? That I don't know. I've never been sucked to death, so I couldn't tell you. That's sucking to death is just an adverb for succubus. Okay, it has nothing else. It has no other alt meanings. Get your head out of the gutter. Chibi Pocky, 1898. Unfortunately, she taken, but I'm getting rid of the hubby soon. This girl has a sucky guy in her life. She's a succubus, by the way. That's what I'm saying. Chat, see? Fuck. Great minds. We're speaking the same language here. But yeah, Milky, what do you get up to normally? You draw babes all the time, I guess? Presumably. Murder. Maybe they're having a mutual disagreement and they're parting ways, dude. You don't know that it's necessarily murder. What, because they're a succubus? They're killing people? A little prejudice. Unga Zafir. I know what to wish for this next Christmas. I don't want to know, dude. I don't want to know what kind of shit your mind's cooking up. I do get a lot of girl requests, yes. Do you mostly just do commissions then? I assume this is a commission. Is that it? Lately, I've been getting into car art. That's such a pivot. Oh my god, that's crazy. What made you want to do car art? It sounds like Carhartt, but I do a lot of comms. That's good. Somebody needs to do them because I certainly don't. People have been trying to commission me, and I'm the forbidden fruit, dude. I'm off limits. You can't have this. I just don't like doing commissions. How do you find dealing with like clients? You enjoy it? You know what's funny? I complain a lot about it, but I've never actually really had like too bad of a client. Not yet, but I want to draw McQueen. Well, ka-chow, dude. Get to it. Show me your McQueen when you're done. Drawing a car so you can add naked ladies on top. Respect. Oh, you gotta spec into motorcycles, bro. That's where all the anime babes like to hang out. Allegedly. I feel like I'm getting sick. I started doing skeb comms so I don't deal with people. What's a skeb com? But my commissioners are very nice, luckily. That's awesome. What's a skeb com? Like, is it like a platform of some kind? Educate me, dude. I don't know much about like the commissioning world. I've done a few commissions in the past. Most of my like professional work in art was like in the animation industry, so I know a little bit through friends and stuff like that, but beyond that. I have comms open and the worst clients are family. Well, I mean, of course, they just want you to draw for free, dude, you know? I'm in ad jail. Ain't that a bitch, dude? No? The fuck, chat? I just got owned, dude. What the fuck? You're back? That was a quick ad, dude. Let me send you back. Real quick. Just for that disrespect. I can't believe you would do that to me on my channel. Fucked up. Oh, you're lucky. The ads are running. I can't run them again. How'd you only end up with 1.5 minutes of ads? You should have got the full 3 minutes. Are you dodging my ads? Those are my dollar bills. I'm just kidding. That's like a penny. Like a penny that you cost me there. But yeah, so, okay, so what's skeb? You said skeb. You said skeb comms. It's a type of comm, not communication. You're not getting any? Getting any? What are we talking about right now? Ads? I don't think we're talking about ads anymore, dude. Chat, should I be blushing or should I be offended right now? I'm incredibly confused. So they give me a character and I do whatever I want with it. Oh, that sounds fucking awesome. They don't have a say? That just sounds like stealing money and drawing. I draw that shit every day. I should do that. Skeb is a no communication platform, but the term itself went free. It's okay. So Skeb it's like a site? People like the surprise side of it. How do I do this? I feel like I could do this. This is just like a thing that I would love to do. Not have to listen to client direction and just draw shit and get money. Bro, we found the hack. What's going on here? Why is this the first time I'm hearing about this? Chat, why is this the first time I'm hearing about this? You guys are supposed to tell me these things. I rely on you for my world knowledge, okay? You guys know I'm not chronically online. Yeah, from Japan? Are you a little Nihonjin? Is that what it is? Are you Japanese? See, I'm giving you the knowledge and you complain about a penny. Okay, fine. You've earned your penny. I'll forgive you, alright? Even though you don't want me to, but... Oh no. Never mind. What are your comms, Milky? That's a good question. Also, what's the inspiration for the name Milky? B-Gen. Geb, surprise me, headshot to bust. That sentence is just very funny. Oh, I didn't read the last word. Bust up. Still funny. Whatever. Headshot to bust. I like milk, and I'm pale like milk. So might as well become the milk itself. I see. Chat, should I profile myself and start giving myself skin complexion based nicknames? What do you guys think? Caramel cat? What are we talking here? We got what else can we do? That's it, really. I'm white, but I'm like off-white. I look like Italian. Black mouse? Okay, well, I'm not black. Currently working on a VTuber model. I have a buddy who streams on Twitch, except he uses a face cam, and he told me yesterday he calls himself a flesh tuber. And it's like the fucking worst description of like a human just streaming in front of a camera I've ever heard, dude. This guy's a flesh tube. Insane. If you guys ever show up in PK's chat, just, you know, give him shit for calling himself a flesh tuber, dude. Yeah, they call themselves that? But I feel like that's, you're not even in like the tuber community at that point. Maybe you like exist like adjacent to it, I suppose. Whatever. What do I know? I don't know shit about VTubers, okay? I LARP as one. Everybody thinks I'm a furry, so. My best friend is also a flesh tuber. Unfortunate. Are you not a furry? No, dude. I wear the uniform, but I never served, alright? It's stolen valor. I'm not a furry, unfortunately. I do it for the marketing. You are? I'm not. I swear. I've never yiffed once in my life, dude. I had a normal and healthy relationship with the Lion King. It didn't impact me the way it does other people. I'm just built different, you know? Beauty and the Beast, though, I will say. I slipped for a moment, but that's because Belle's a babe. It has nothing to do with Beast. He uses the tag like a poser? That's right. I'm a poser. Tell him, chat. Oh, Lion King? You one of those? No, I use Lion King to highlight what I'm not, okay? I'm the opposite of one of those. I feel like... You know what's funny? At my core, I feel like I'm not actually... I don't feel like I have like an art archetype, like personality. I am, unfortunately, an artist, you know? If I could have chose an obsession that made me a lot more money, I would have done that. But I ended up just being really into art. Consequentially, you know, I feel like I would have a lot more chronically online like tendencies and behaviors, but why are you called why are you a mouse if you're called cat? Well, that's because I'm a snack for a cat. I'm cat snack. Look, I thought it was clever when I came up with it, okay? This should be evidence that I'm not a furry. I can't come up with the dope furry names. If I were to remake it now and I were really furry baiting, I'd be like fucking Willow Silverfang or something, dude. I'd be a wolf. And I'd be, I don't know. That's my extent of knowledge when it comes to like furry archetypes. I don't know anything beyond that. Wolves are chill, right? People like wolves. I think I told somebody I wanted to be a fox once, and they were like, "Ew, foxes are like creepy." And I was like, "Oh shit, I didn't know that." I don't know the archetypes. I'm Canadian though, so maybe it'd be like a beaver or something for like national pride. You know, it is the Olympics after all. My persona is apparently a Norwegian cat. I wouldn't be able to tell you apart from a normal cat. I'm not a big cat guy. I don't dislike cats, I just don't know cats very well. Let me look up Norwegian cat. What do we got? Norwegian cat. Oh, just like fluffy. Are you a hairy person? Is that why? Are you hairy? Chad, I took a a video recording of my drawing of like Sasuke on the like the when we were fucking Narutomaxxing last week or 2 weeks ago or whatever, and I had somebody make a time lapse of it. Bro, I fucking flip my canvas every 2 seconds. It's like a weird like OCD thing. I don't even think I need to flip my canvas half the time. I just do it. Yeah, I'm pure hair. Well, hopefully you invest in lint rollers, dude. I'm hairy. The one thing I'm blessed that I'm not hairy on is my back. I have a buddy who's got a hairy back, and it just seems like such a hassle. He's like as hairy on his back as he is on his chest. It's crazy. For me, it's just my chest, and I have like a diamond pattern. You know what I mean? I guess this is not a diamond at all. I guess it looks like a bird. Like a bird taking flight. Caw-caw. And then my neck or whatever, but... Dad, I think I'm getting sick, dude. I've been, I feel like mildly congested. Just like a little bit. Makes sense since you're a mouse. Do mice not have hair on their backs? I feel like they do. Alanix, let's talk business, snack. First of all, you're all done. The Corleone family doesn't even have that kind of muscle anymore. The Godfather's sick, right? You're getting chased out of New York by Barzini and the other families. What do you think is going on here? You think you can come to my hotel and take over? I've talked to Barzini. I have to make a deal with him and still keep my hotel. Bro, are you like good? Are you tweaking? Alan Nix, are you having like a schizo episode right now? I worry about you. You come in here, you say nonsense all the time. What am I supposed to think? I'm worried. I have a two-way parasocial relationship with you, dude. I can't let you go off the rocker. There's a lot of furry varieties. They do a massive convention in my city. It's always like mind-blowing whenever I see furries in my city. Because I feel like at this point, I feel like I've actually studied like furry culture enough, like in a National Geographic type of way, where I feel like I just know so much about like the ins and outs of like furry communities and shit. So when I see them on the street, I'm like, hell yeah, dude. You know what I mean? Like I see them, I'm like, you know what? Fuck yeah, dude. Whereas if you asked me like 10 years ago, I'd be like, oh, that's so weird. That's so weird. Why is he wearing a fursuit? It's so weird. Wait, we have fur cons in Canada? We sure do, Mercur. I'm always Sidzo. Well, I'm glad you are. I'm glad I'm a woman, to be honest. I wouldn't be able to deal with a hairy back or chest. I feel like if my back was like really fucked, I'm thinking, would I laser it? Am I that vain that I would laser my back? I don't know. Ladies, what's the verdict on hairy backs? Are we yay or nay? As a straight white dude, I don't know. I gotta play to my audience. It really, to me, I don't really care that much if my back is hairy. But I feel like, you know, if my partner was like, hey, dude, you're wearing like a fucking wool sweater right now. I need you to tone that down a bit. I'd be like, yeah, you know, maybe that's reasonable. Maybe I would trim it a little bit for my baby girl, you know? But my BBG. In my country, Therians got popular and it's been crazy. The hell's a Therian? I don't like body or facial hair, regardless of the gender. Face, dude. You have a mouse GF? I don't have a mouse GF. Agreeable to a certain limit. If it's brushable, I'm not a fan. You wouldn't brush your boy's back hair, dude? Come on. Come on. What if he looked at you with, like, puppy dog eyes? He was like, Cryptid, please. Cryptid Kitchen. Please. Brush my back hair. It feels so good when you twirl your fingers through my back hair. I would shave it. You would shave it. You would, like, you'd stand there in the bathroom with him while he T-poses, and you just, like, go over his whole body. That kind of sounds fun. I feel like you can make, like, you know those... You ever watch those videos where they, like, shear sheep? They're, like, incredibly satisfying. I feel like if you got, like, really hairy dudes, you can make the same type of content. It probably exists out there. My algorithm's just not catered for it, you know? It's a person that identifies as an animal. I'm getting too old, bro. I'm getting way too old. Chat, can do we gotta keep doing this stuff, chat? You know what? I'm a woke man, alright? I'm soy. I'm blue-pilled. I'm hip and I'm with it, dude. Alright, you know what? If you wanna be an animal, who you hurting? Who you hurting? You know what? I'm pro-Therians. Therian rights, dude. Add a second T to LGBT. That's what I say. There's one that identifies as a dog and he bit a child. Okay, well put him down. That's the law. I don't know what to tell you. You broke the law. We still got laws, all right? We can't go too far. Dr. G, how's it going, Dr. G? How you doing? G-Raid. What up, Dog G? How's your day going? How was your stream? You can't get rid of me. I never tried. I love having you here. I love having all the raiders here. We got Dog G, we got Milky Opie. How do I pronounce that, by the way? Am I mispronouncing it? Or is it Milky Opie? I'm alright. Doing floor tiles? For, like, a painting? Or have you switched your career? I'd be better if perspective wasn't such an ass pain. Okay, yeah, I get you, dude. I get you. I'm not a big perspective guy myself. These days, honestly, I don't even draw much on stream. I just fucking yap. Nothing gets done. I've drawn this guy's face. All stream. Half the stream we talked about tits and porn. And then as of recently, now we're talking about furries biting kids. So. You got it right? Guys. How many of you guys tell me I can't read? Alright? Read them and weed, baby. Mercury over on YouTube says, wait, hear me out. Claude cosplay from Monster High? I have no idea what that is. Dr. G, I gotta ask you the obvious question. What were you doing today? Obviously, you told me you were drawing tiles. Was it based on art? And if you want to share that art, please go ahead and share that art. Next topic, furry porn. Oh yeah? Which ones are your favorite, Milky? You lead the way on this one. I'll follow, okay? You seem to be wanting to take charge on this one, so I'll give you the reins. From one streamer to the next, alright? Game recognized game. We're painting floor designs on a flat plane with the intention of stretching it in perspective. Oh, like a fisheye thing? Or like a distortion thing? But this looks awesome. These are my characters. These are like my first actual ever OCs. This is Cirrus, from the Order of Whatever. I haven't figured it out yet. And this is Gret. All we know is he's evil at shit. But they're gonna be, hopefully, if I don't get too lazy, part of a bigger plot eventually. And then we did a little exploration with, like, these characters over here. There are some characters I'm gonna reuse for the story. Like, this guy I really like, this guy I really like, and this guy I really like. Everybody else is kind of a throwaway a little bit. Not a big fan. I kind of wanted to run with him. I'd say Futa. Chat, what's Futa? It's like, it's tits and a dick, right? Is that what that is? Yes? See? Chat. I'm earning this furry tag, dude. I'm telling you, I know my shit. Alright? Don't talk down to me. I know my shit. I feel like you guys could quiz me and I would do pretty good. Actually, you know what? I'll open the gate. If anybody wants to quiz me, they're more than welcome to. Let's see how much of a furry connoisseur I am. I've studied the art, bro. Well, look, Dr. G, if you want to share what you were working on, I'd be glad to see it. And if it's still too early and you don't want to share it just yet, you can share whatever else you were doing. Whatever you want, the floor is yours. Oh, we got a link? You know, whenever somebody shares a Gyazo link, I always read it as gyoza. And it just makes me think of food. Oh, you shared this last time. Dude, this is looking sick. It's so nice. Let me pull it up. Where is... Okay, well, we're going to put it over here next to our new friend Milky's drawing. Check this shit out, dude. Why do so many cracked artists raid me today? What's going on? I really fucking like this one. The God. Brush. Fuck. Be bigger. Okay, there we go. I really like this one over here. What's a brony? Come on, bro. That's... You give me a layup. That's an easy one. Do I really gotta answer what a brony is? Obviously, it's a fella that watches My Little Pony. Can I get a bro hoof, dude, for that clean response? The render's so clean. I know, it's really nice. OPP raid. What up, Rumboyd? How you doing, big dog? OPP raid. What's an OPP? You streaming it right now, Rumby? You're not streaming. That's so rare, Rumby. I feel like I've never seen you not stream. Are you okay? I'm an OPP? Come on, cat, catch up. Okay, I gotta be real with you. Most people call me Snack. I go by Snack mostly. I guess you could call me Cat. Some people call me Cat. Most people call me Snack. I'm not offended. My feelings aren't that hurt. Okay? Just a little bit. I'm not gonna cry. But if I do, just know, it helps me sleep better. So, I always have the best sleep after a good cry. Yeah, Cat, catch up. Alright, Rumboyd. I got the fucking Penguin Man blessing me in his off time. When are you gonna go live? You should be drawing for the next 38 hours. Also, Dr. G, I know you're a busy lady. You got things you gotta do. If you're hungry, if you gotta poo, if you gotta pee, if you gotta get out of here, you're more than welcome to. You don't have to hang out in my stupid little stream if you don't want to, but I'll take your presents. I'm working at 7-Eleven now. A Japanese one or a filthy Western one? I'm tired of shit. Thank you. See ya. Alright, bye-bye, Dr. G. I appreciate the raid. Thank you for your people. I'll take good care of them. Hopefully. There's a lot at this point. I can't take care of everybody, but I could try. Riri. Hi, Snack. Hi, everyone. What up? What up, Riri? Cat Snack. Himdo. What are you doing? Why are you trying to slander me here, dude? People are gonna call me that now, you know? One guy called me Catsack once, and that was like my name for like a week. I'm fragile. I can't take this shit, alright? I don't get bullied easy. Or good. You called me Milky, we're on a first name basis. Alright, fair. Whatever, dude. Milky. You can call me Mr. Snack, I'll take that too. What the fuck? Cat sack, Rubby. You got something to rub, Rubby? Huh? Mister's too formal? That's fine with me. I like the title. Cat snack? You guys can't make... I can't pronounce this shit. That's not fair, dude. What layer am I drawing on? Oh my god. Snack sack. You know, I thought of making a studio one day when I actually decide to continue to do animation. Because right now we just have like the one-offs or whatever. If I ever make a studio, maybe I'd call it like Snack Shack or something, you know what I mean? Snap cack. I can't pronounce this stuff. Of course you do. I do. Look, I'm a man, okay? I like feeling, you know, like I'm Like I'm at the top of my game. Look, guys. Look, I don't want to break it to you guys. All right. A little secret between you and me. I'm a bit of a high value male. Okay. My fucking God, I wish I could do the incel roleplay a lot better. I don't know the terms very well. That's the only one I know. I was going for something else. What's the MVS, market value? I'm trying to think of like all the fucking stupid terms. Whatever, dude. I mog, I jog, I hog on the foids or whatever, dude. I don't know. Just trust me. Bombo snack. If you hire me, I'd call you mister. I can't afford to hire you, dude. You don't watch my ads. Cat snacking, Chad maxing? That's right. We're snack maxing in here, dude. I can't keep up with the chat right now. 2 raids in one night, man. Yeah, imagine me. I'm trying to read your chat, and I'm trying to read YouTube chat. Luckily, YouTube chat right now is Merker. Merker's carrying right now for me. But otherwise, my eyes are like, I'm like cross-eyed. So, Rumby, are you working right now? Is that why you're not streaming? You just been working too much? Snack maxing? I don't like the at the end. That has implications, dude. What are you saying? I quit art? Art too hard? I hope to God you're fucking lying, dude. Do I gotta bully your ass? Do you have your DMs open? Can I shoot you a message? Because I'm gonna be pretty mean if you start telling me you quit art. Be a cashier, make money. Yeah, I mean, valid. You could get a job. Look, I got a 9 to 5. I work in fucking corporate America. I sit in my gray cubicle and contemplate putting a staple through my brain. But, you know, you show up and you stream. You do it. Maybe not for 38 hours straight, but... He lit is streaming right now. I see. I know what you mean. Hi, what up, Merker? How you doing? What were we talking about 2 seconds ago? Opie's just imagining things. She's overworked. Is this true? Are you overworked? You can go relax, unless this is how you unwind. In which case, you know, I've got some concerns if I'm the fucking downtime. But you know, we'll take it. I'm not, then open your commissions. So that my chat can commission you, obviously. Rumby with the dad jokes. Don't you call me old all the time, Rumby? Is that fair? Can we ban this guy? Damn, you spitting, dog. You keep talking like that and I might mod you. I'd ban me too. Riri redeem speak French for 1 minute. Tu veux que je te parle en français? Il est 1h33 en ce moment. Ça fait 1h30. 1h30 minutes que je suis en train de faire mon stream. Puis maintenant, je dois vous parler en français. Aujourd'hui, ce que je faisais pendant ma journée de travail, c'est... j'étais en train de regarder le match de hockey qui jouait tantôt. Les Canadiens ils ont joué contre... c'était qui l'équipe? C'était la Finlande. On a joué contre la Finlande, puis je te jure, chat, mes fucking boules, ils étaient tellement têtes, j'étais tellement nerveux, je pensais qu'on allait perdre la game. 100% j'étais certain qu'on allait perdre la game. French snack, dit Mercure sur YouTube. Oui, French snack. Kind of French. Ben, quand je French ta mère, elle me dit qu'il n'y a pas de différence entre mon français et le français d'habitude. Donc, you know what? Fuck you, Nickstradamus. Wesh, c'est dingue, vraiment. Imagine being French. Pas beaucoup plus lentement, papa. J'ai rien à dire. Après cette phrase, je pense que j'ai fini de parler en français. Riri ruined it, dude. You hit me with the daddy. You can't be hitting me with the French daddy, dude. Did you just say Hakuna Matata? No, I said I was banging his mom. When Nickstradamus was telling me kinda French, I said, well, your mom couldn't tell whether it was like proper French or not when we were doing it, but you know. Guys, I'm not on my game today. I don't feel sharp. Normally, I feel like I got my one-liners a lot quicker, but today I'm just like not witty. You know, it's embarrassing. I've got all these new viewers and stuff, and I'm stumbling my comebacks. It's tragic, dude. Bullying is like my strength. It's what I'm good at here. I can't even do it right now. It's like embarrassing. I'm sorry, I was too rude. Look, I get it. I get it. You think your modern French is good. Your little French from France French, okay? But we're from Canada. We speak the old French. Without us, you wouldn't exist, okay? Without this French, your French wouldn't exist. We walk so you could run. And now you guys don't even speak English. So who really won in this situation? Oh my god, I've been bullying people in online chess today. What'd you do? Were you just calling people slurs on chess.com? That's kind of based, Ali. I didn't know you rolled like that. The snag got shy. Yeah, I'm freaking shy, dude. I'm about to drop a uwu, dude. The furry uwu side overcame him. Oh, you know me too well, Milky. La souris est submergée. The mouse is submerged. Just Québécois swears on chess.com. Just a couple Carlis and tabarnaks. Think you're a queen, you're just a pawn. Guys, I feel like if there was like an archetype of man I could be on the internet, I really, really feel like if I dropped a few IQ points, I could be the type of dude who shares like those like intimidating inspirational quotes with like grayscale lions. I think that's really like something I aspire to be one day. I think there was a point in time where I had like a dating app, and I think I put like half of my pictures were like, nah, not half. It was like one or two were just like inspirational like quotes with like lions and tigers. And I don't think people thought it was ironic, because the second I got rid of those, the numbers went way up. My dog's killed some rats. I could give you to him. Your dog could kill rats. We don't like rats. I'm a mouse, alright? Rats are the enemy. Your dog could kill all the rats in the world. Anyways, be right back. Alright, I believe you, alright? Don't break my heart. Make sure you're coming back. Those lines where you're not sure if they know what they're saying are not making any sense. Oh, I think for me, I like the irony of LARPing as like some like conservative, like, you know, not even like conservative. I guess you could be like liberal and still be into like edgy like quotes with lions. Lions are kind of sick, dude. They're just fucking sick, you know? Why is it that lions and inspirational quotes are co-opted by idiots? That's not my fault. I should be able to reclaim it. I want it. Okay? I want to do inspirational quotes with lions. I want to be posting, like, I'm looking at some right now. Some of these are fucking awesome. Family's not an important thing. It's everything. And then the fucking type yes if you agree. Oh, the rules. Oh my god, these rules, dude. I love this fucking style, okay? Like, tell me this shit is not fucking awesome. Maybe I'm just too much of a straight male, but this shit to me just fucking rules so hard. Look at this. Look at this. Mess with me, I'll let karma do its job. Mess with my family, I become karma. Isn't that sick, dude? I'm getting chills just reading it. Anyways, whatever, dude. The lion stopwatch rose combo? Now we're talking. If I had tattoos, I probably wouldn't do it, but... How does it feel to be bilingual, dog? Honestly, kind of awesome. Not gonna lie. Pretty useful where I live, so. I bullied a CEO into hiring me. Actually, you know, I luckily I don't work at this studio anymore. I worked at a studio that had a CEO. And we had like a big Christmas party. And it was like a big Christmas party. And I'd been working there for like 2.5 years, I think, at that point. And I went up to him in the middle of the Christmas party because we'd never really met, and he didn't like know me or anything because I worked from home, and he introduced himself to me, and I pretended like I didn't know who he was, and I was like, what are you like? So you're like an animator or something? Like, what are you like new? And I did that bit, and he didn't get it at all, and I felt so stupid. I was also kind of drunk. I thought it was a really good bit. He came up to me. He's like, well, he was in line behind me, and we just started small talking or whatever. And then he was like, looked at me stunned, and I was like, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, man. Like, in hindsight, that was a really dumb thing to do, but I thought it was funny, okay? In the UK, instead of lions, it's English bulldogs and hard quotes. You gotta get family. Family or, you gotta get a big, like, cursive tattoo that says family on your forearm. What's another one? I would say never forget, but I feel like that's like too 9/11 coded. I'm gonna look up dumb tattoos. Family followed by a Fast and Furious picture. That'd be like 2 on the nose. A full Fast and Furious sleeve would be fucking crazy, though. Somebody said, you seem like you'd have tattoos. I don't, dude. I told you. I'm like the most fucking generic, like, corpo white boy ever. I swear to God. I played hockey growing up, alright? I, like... If I was, like, more interested in golf, I would probably also play golf. This is what I look like, chat. This is what I look like. I've told you. And then right now I got my flow. I have a mustache right now, actually. Accidentally blessed with art skills. The sweat and tears, baby. This is what I look like, chat. I'm not wearing one right now. I'm wearing a North Face shirt. But normally, when I'm at work, I'm wearing my polo shirt, my collared shirt. And I'm cranking out spreadsheets. I'm getting freaky in the sheets, dude. I'm making people sum. I swear to God. I go at it hard. Did you straighten your hair? No, my hair's like curly-ish, but it's like wavy curly. It's like, I don't know if you know what type 2C is. That's what my hair pattern is. It's like not like coily. It's kind of like this, you know? It's like a little less than like Jon Snow. My curls are a little looser than his. But same sort of texture. Same sort of length actually too right now. Why are you drawing me with a mustache? It's just me. Shake my head, it's just waves. It's not like full-on waves though. Like it actually curls. You know what I mean? Like I just have like, it varies. Some areas curl more than others. What a handsome man. Thank you. Ingoer? Yo, what up? What up, Ingoer? How you doing, dog? In the UK, never forget refers to World War I. That was a long time ago, dude. You can start forgetting a little bit. Most people in the West don't actually learn anything about World War I. I feel like in college, we spend like not college. In high school, we spend like no time on it. I think they taught me like they killed Franz Ferdinand, and that's it. That's all I know. And then the start of World War I happened. The Joker smile on the back of the hand. Ooh, shit. Now you're talking, dude. Oh, man. Damn, you know what's up, dude. That's crazy. Honestly, Joker, anything. Also, Deadpool profile pictures. That's like, I feel like that's like, if you take a man and you crank down their social awareness or their self-awareness to like below baseline, to like a 3 out of 10. These are sort of like symptoms of that type of like self-awareness level. Is like Deadpool profile pictures, Joker tattoos, Probably dressing up as the Joker for like every Halloween thing. I feel like if you drop like that's if you drop self-awareness. Now if you maintain self-awareness and social skills, but you drop like intelligence in a man, you just end up with like the guy who like is like who dresses up like a lifeguard, or you know, once you get like the dudes doing like slutty Halloween costumes, you've gone too far back on the intelligence scale. You've dropped it too much. You're out of your domain of expertise, bro. You know? The firefighter Halloween costume for the man? Crazy. Good. I need a new manga reference to draw. What do you want to draw? That's wild. I feel like I know so much about World War II and World War One. I need to brush up on my World War One. Don't test me on my World War II, because I feel like I know it, but I don't want to be humbled. Okay, I would rather just live in this like Dunning-Kruger world where I don't have to know that I actually don't know shit about it. But I have a coworker with a Wolverine minion profile picture on Teams. That's so sick. Oh, that fucking rules, dude. That's so awesome. The thing is, like, I feel like the like Funko Pop archetype, they're like sweet people. You know what I mean? Like the Funko Pop, because I feel like that's if you have like a minion with like the Wolverine mask, I feel like you fall in like the Funko Pop archetype where you love Marvel, and you can love Marvel for sure. But if it's your personality, you know, you're the guy who's got like his flat brim like Marvel cap. Oh, I think that's so dope. All this to say, guys, I really value people who are like true to their like corny interests. I like it a lot. I know we're like memeing on it. We're kind of like making fun of it or whatever. I think it's sick. Genuinely, I really do think it's like dope. And I think it's I think, you know, there are definitely like archetypes of people who are into that stuff. But I feel like, you know, some of them are very sweet. The Deadpool guys, I can't really defend those ones. Every Deadpool guy is known he's been like a freak who loves knives. You know, I can't like defend the Deadpool guys, but it sucks too because Deadpool is a cool character. But I just feel like if I like Deadpool a little too much, we're gonna side eye me. I'm fed up with coworkers with the AI generated profile pictures of themselves. Oh damn. I mean, if you work in like a normie industry, you know, it can't be helped. I had coworkers generate AI images of me, okay? Like, for my birthday. Which is, like... look, I don't want them to do that, but I don't want to get mad at, like, some, like 48-year-old, like, middle-aged white woman for generating, like, a birthday card of me. Because it was, like, it's the thought, you know? The inner artist in me was dying inside. And I was like, oh, fuck. This sucks, dude. But, like, the normie in me is like, oh, you know what? She was thinking of me. She wanted to go the extra mile. She doesn't understand this world, you know? It's sweet. Okay? It might be my age, but I'm really informed on both world wars. It could be. I feel like there's been a resurgence where people are a lot more interested. There's also a lot of like media around it. The one thing with World War One is there's just not a lot of like media about World War One. Like we don't get a lot of World War One movies. We had like 1917. Beyond that, I'm trying to think like what movies cover World War One. It's all like World War Two mostly. I don't like this face. I want to draw a male manga character with a dope sword. You know, that reminds me. I would really want to change this dude's thing into a sword. I don't want it to be this, like, weird... Originally, my idea was, like, because he's, like, a religious fanatic type dude, I was gonna make it, like a shepherd's... What's the, like... The shepherd's, like, thing or whatever? I don't know. I can't remember what it's called, but I do think, like, a cleaver, like a sword or something would be better. Merkur says, I just know random stuff about it. About World War One. World War One or World War Two? History's low-key my special interest. I don't know basically shit about any world wars. Well, maybe we'll find out about World War III soon. They've been teasing that one for a while, you know? Release it already, you know? I want the trilogy. I want the full trilogy. I don't know if it's just because I like work in an office. But I do feel like I want to be in a major war. I don't want there to be a war, okay? But I have like a desire to be in a war. I don't know how to explain it beyond that. I can't like explain it any more than that, other than it's just like a thing I feel deep inside of me. I want that camaraderie, but I know I don't, because I know actual veterans, and I know I don't want that smoke. I know I don't, but I also just hate being in a cubicle all day. And something about being in the trenches with my boys, eating rations and camping out with the homies, it just sounds dope. It's never too late to enlist. I'm not gonna lie, I did contact the recruiter, but that was to be a reservist because of like everything that was going on with the U.S. This is when they were like, they were talking about fucking stealing our land. When he was doing all those 51st state comments, I was like, you know what? Fuck this shit, dude. Generally speaking, I don't want to die in a war, and I would probably hate being in a war, and I'm probably not built for it. But every time I turn on fucking Microsoft Excel and PowerPoint at work, there's nowhere I would rather be than a battlefield. I'm telling you. I think a camping trip for a week would solve that urge. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. It's like it's just the bonding. I want those tight bonds with my homies, you know? You need to quit your job, mi corazon. I mean I do, but I can't. I gotta retire. Milky, welcome back, Milky. See? She came back. Or we thought we scared her away, but no. When your job sucks so bad that you yearn for war. I think I yearn for war in every job I've had, though. I feel like even like when I was working in animation, I yearned for war. Snack, yes, Mercure. Are you the one spamming the heart emote over on YouTube? Chat, come on. Look. The aesthetic of war is kind of sick. Okay, like in a world where there was no death, okay, where people aren't dying in mass, there's no tragedy. The uniform's kind of drippy. You're camping. You're basically playing like really high stakes tag. It's like playing sports, but with a lot more risk. Yeah, actually leaving now, for real. Bye all you awesome artists. Bye-bye, Nancy. Good night. I did, so you should take it as a huge compliment, because usually I don't stay after a raid. Shit. Damn, Milky, you got me kicking my feet, twirling my hair. I'm blushing over here. War LARPing? That's right. Okay, if technology keeps advancing, and we could, like, you know, create like a war simulation, where it's no risk, then I think it would be cool. But obviously, I don't want war. And I recognize, I'm talking to a chat with a ton of people right here. There are probably people in, like, countries that are in conflict right now that are like, Snack, you're insane. This is the most Western brain white man shit I've ever heard in my life. And you're right, okay? But it's just it's a case of the grass is always greener. I just don't want to go to work on Monday. That's all it is. Just play war video games? I'm not a big gamer, dude. I'm not a big gamer. I watched hockey all day today. I'm not even joking. I watched fucking like the Canadians play the Finns, and then I watched the Americans play the Slovaks. That's what I did all day. Ian, it was me. Thank you for the hearts, dude. We are not comparing this to sports. It's not the same thing. I recognize it as America. Don't worry. War should be settled by having the world leaders fight in Mortal Kombat. You know, I thought about that, but then at the same time, I don't want, like, UFC fighters, like, making policy for my country. Because then I feel like, you know, that would be a whole other thing. I started watching Heated Rivalry yesterday. I've never seen it, but every gay person I know tells me it's awesome. So, take from that what you will. And every lady, for that matter. Not a single straight dude has told me it's awesome yet, though. Not a single straight dude. But I will say, the one thing that on a real talk, jokes aside, Heated Rivalry, I think to me, has sort of like bridged a gap to like the hockey world that I think was like sorely missing. And the reason I say this is because I've got like a lot of friends that are LGBT that never expressed any interest in hockey, and now some of them are like sending me like hockey highlights. Some of the like some chicks I know that like never watched hockey are like sending me like hockey memes. It's fucking sick, dude. I love seeing it like appreciated in like a new light. I don't know. I dig it. I dig it. I think like Heated Rivalry is a very positive thing for like the hockey like culture in general. So I fucks with it heavy. I have never watched it. I don't know that it's really like the type of thing I would watch. If somebody made me watch it, I'd probably watch it. If I want to watch dudes suck and fuck, there's probably tons of websites I could do that, you know, but... I actually started to get hockey content after Heated Rivalry released. There you go, Milky. Look, I'm gonna start spamming you just like hockey reels, nonstop. Until you beg me not to. For that matter, I'll do it to any of you, alright? All I've been doing on Instagram is just watching hockey content. And liking hockey content. And apparently, hot dog glory hole content, but, you know, that's a one-off. It's accidental. I like food reviews. I expect any popular media based around a sport increases the popularity of that sport. I think the one thing... Okay, well, the Context Champion Bob on YouTube, that makes it more interesting is that right now, as far as I know, there's no actively, like, openly gay hockey player. And hockey has... Like, it's... I've played on hockey teams. Granted, when I played hockey, I was like, you know, it would have been in like the 2010s. And so the culture around like LGBT and like gay stuff was a little bit different back then. I don't know how it is today. I don't know that most people who play hockey today are as homophobic as they were back in the day. But there was definitely like that air of like homophobia back in the day. I don't think anybody was like super outright homophobic. But I think homophobia in hockey was for sure a thing. But the contrast of that is that hockey is also like incredibly gay culturally. Like, it's like a normal part of like hockey lingo to talk to each other about our dicks and like call each other babe and like all this shit. And it's just like, I don't know. I think like this stuff, like the Heated Rivalry stuff, it's been received really, really well by the hockey world, as well as sort of like worlds that are not mixed with hockey. So I see it as like a general positive for that culture. I really like it for that reason. I have no particular interest in watching it, but I don't really watch a lot of TV, so that's just a me thing. But it seems like a cool sport. I don't know why it wasn't being shown much before. I mean, sure, go for it. All right, well, I'll hold you to that. I'm more of a field hockey kind of guy. What are you, like, Irish or something? What do you do in your free time? Once stream ends, they just unplug me, dude. I just fucking stare at a wall. And then when they turn me back on, my prompts and my bits start going off, and then you know, my AI prompt generator just gets to work, and it makes it look like I'm streaming and talking. But this is all, my voice is all 11 labs, and my drawings are all fuck, I don't even know, like Mid-Journey. I was trying to think of like an AI generation like thing. I'm so bad at like not using AI. But no, in all seriousness, what do I do in my free time? Honestly, try to think. I watch a lot of political content, believe it or not, despite the fact that I'm not insane. You do sound like AI, so it makes sense. No, I'm not a robot. I just have a silky, smooth, buttery voice. You could say it. It's okay. We're all thinking it. It's okay, Milky. Don't worry. I'm Canadian like you, ethnicity-wise. I'm half Filipino and half Seminole. I guarantee I fucked that word up. Seminole? Seminole. Cat Snack's sarcastic as a mother lover? That's right. Especially your mother. Half what now? Seminole. It's S-E-M-I-N-O-L-E. Seminole. I'm not emotionless. I have emotions, okay? The one giveaway for me not being an AI is that I'm not gonna gas you up. Milky, I'm pulling punches because we're new friends. But once we get tight, dude, once you and me are homies, I'm gonna be banging your mom too, but for now, it's just the rest of chat that's getting their mom banged. That's what every AI says? I don't think so. I'm gonna have to, like, humbly disagree on that one. Oh, I have feelings. Got it. I thought all your AI chatbots were telling you they fuck your mom. That would have been crazy. Grok probably tells you that. I don't know about the other ones. Chat, should I draw something or should I just keep yapping? Based on your emotional reaction, Mercure, I'm gonna assume I didn't pronounce that right. Champion Bob says, I got a bit interested in volleyball after watching Haikyuu, and there was a surge in volleyball in Japanese when it aired. Okay, guys, I know I said I don't watch a lot of anime. Haikyuu is so peak. I'm gonna be real, Haikyuu is so fucking sick. They butchered the character designs in the later seasons, but Haikyuu was fucking dope. I loved Haikyuu. I was a mad Haikyuu head. You already started drawing? Kind of. I feel like I've been sort of on and off today, though. You have a favorite Haikyuu character? Oh, fuck. Let me think. It's been a while since I've watched it. Let me look at the squad. I want to say Nishinoya, but I feel like that makes me a basic bitch. I gotta fucking... Let me look at the Haikyuu squad. No, not fucking Haikyuu squad builder. What is this shit? Oh, you know who I really liked? The fucking guy with the red hair. I can't remember his name. He was in the season with, I want to say Shiratorizawa, like the purple uniform team with the big fucking 6'3" Mega Man that was just basically carrying everything. That dude, the red guy on that team. Tendo, I think is his name. Let me look him up. I think so. Tendo, yes. He was the dopest character. I love Tendo. Avail, how you doing, Avail? Avail, I sent you, I don't know, do you use Discord at all? I had a question for you. Maybe you can answer it for me here. But I was curious if you know what sort of because I know you draw comics. What are sort of like good formats and rules of thumbs to keep in mind for comic drawing? I want to try doing like a panel or something, but I don't know shit about comic drawing. Like manga or comics? Probably manga. I'm gonna culturally appropriate, and I'm gonna use a Japanese pen name if ever I do make any sort of content. I'm gonna call myself Tanaka-san, I think, if I make content. And that's only because when I studied Japanese for a little bit, there was every single like example in the book was like they always use like Tanaka-san. So it's like the John Smith of like Japanese people. And so I just think it's funny. That's all. Has anyone watched Rising Impact? It's a golf anime. Yeah, I know, but it's good. I mean, I didn't think I would like Haikyuu. I'm not a big volleyball head, but it was pretty awesome. My book uses Yamada-san. Pretty good. He's funny as fuck. I love Bokuto. Bokuto. What's the... That doesn't sound like it's from... Oh, that's... I'm sorry, bro. That's some basic bitch shit, dude. Every single, like, person that I meet likes Bokuto. Every chick I meet actually likes Bokuto. No offense, Milky. We're gonna throw a little zinger your way. What the fuck? Hey, I'm just saying. It's true. Chat, am I wrong? Is Bokuto not like the generic pick? I've never met anyone who likes him. But you need to meet more people, dude. I've heard it before. Chat, come on, dude. That's like somebody being like, I love Itachi. You're right, everyone loves Bokuto. Thank you, Kimdo. 2 points to Kimdo. I'm sticking with my baby Asahi. Asahi's dope. But they fucked up his hairline and the like redesign. They made him look so dumb. He had like his hairline. He looked sort of like this before or whatever. Like he had like his little chin hair thing, and then like this is what his hair looked like. It was something like this. And then in the redesign, they changed his hairline. And his hairline was like... or something like that. It was like really boring. And I don't know why they made it so lame. They fucked his design up so hard. Don't remind me of his hairline snack, I beg. I'm telling you. My ex-best friend loved Bokuto. There you go. Ex-best friend for a reason. Probably, but it's not their favorite. Milky. Don't defend this, okay? Just take the L. It's okay, it happens. It happens to the best of us. Even streamers like us sometimes make mistakes. Not me, it hasn't happened to me yet, but I'm sure it will one day. And I'll learn from your mistakes, so, you know, don't feel too bad. They gave him an ugly hairband. That's right. They fucked up. They ruined my boy, dude. I gotta find Asahi. Okay, this is... it just shows me the beer. No, IQ. God damn it. Yeah, oh my god, dude. Look, okay, this is what he looked like before. Before the redesign. Where the fuck? It's always over here. I gotta... This is what he looked like before. Look at that design. Beautiful. Mwah, chef's kiss, dude. Perfect. And then... oh my god, dude. This shit is so fucking poop, dude. This shit is so ass. Look at what they fucking did to him, dude. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. What is that? What the fuck were they thinking? Why would you do that? Fucking ads again. It hasn't even been an hour, dude. It's definitely been an hour. God, it's worse than I remember. It's so bad. It's so fucking bad. Maybe this is like a particularly bad one because it's like it's like the fucking what's that stupid thing called? Stupid elf girl that everybody drew. Fuck is it called? The free rent. It's like the free rent angle. Nah, even like when it's front on, it's still so ass. Nah, yeah, no, they just butchered him. Why would they curve it down? Oh, what the fuck? Why would they curve it down? It's so fucking ugly. I wasted an hour here? That's right. And now you're watching ads for your boy, for your favorite streamer. It's okay, dude. There's no shame in it. You can like my content. I get it. I'm funny. It's not news to me, Milky. They butchered my dream, man. I know, dude. Why the fuck would they do this? That makes no sense. I had the way with words. What can I say? Or unless you mean the hairline, in which case I agree. It makes no fucking sense. He got botched in Turkey? Yeah, I swear to God. He did actually just go to Turkey and he was like, yeah, push my shit down, dude. I've already got like a youthful teenage hairline. Give me like a fucking Neanderthal hairline. I want there to be basically just like half an inch between my eyebrows and my hairline. And then, but don't do the corners. Leave the corners up there and then completely round my shit on the side. Perfect. That's exactly what I want. I'm back though. I got 2 ads only. The way my ads work. Let me. I know you're a streamer, but you're also very vocal about not enjoying ads. And I don't like ads either. Okay, guys. So the way that the ads work on Twitch is you basically have a few options. One of them is you always have pre-rolls on, in which case you run 30 seconds of ads whenever somebody refreshes, whenever somebody shows up to your channel, whatever. The alternative is you can run 3 minutes of ads per hour, and that gets rid of pre-rolls. But the downside is you're running 3 minutes of ads per hour. That's the lowest amount you can do to get rid of pre-rolls. I've chosen to not do pre-rolls because I think they kill channels, and so, you know, I run 3 minutes of ads. And then I deal with people like Milky yelling at me. But then they only get 2 ads because they're blessed by the fucking ad god, I guess. Small price to pay, you know? But just know, if I didn't have to have ads, I wouldn't. I never get the 3 minutes. It's really weird. I wonder, it could be a regional thing. I know with ads, like they're like region locked specifically. There are some regions that just get less ads or no ads. Like I know if you live in like Russia or some shit, you get like no ads. Because advertisers just don't want to pay money to run ads there because they can't sell their products there. Because of like embargoes and a whole bunch of shit, right? But if you live in like the West or like Europe or like I guess like the UK and shit, you get a fuck ton of ads. Yeah, I gotta get rid of these. Sorry, Avail, I totally missed your messages earlier. I could send you some YouTube videos on Discord. Actually, there's a whole channel that has a lot of good tips. Please do, dude. I don't know if you're still here, but if you are, please do. I don't know shit about making comics. Okay, I see it. Awesome. Dope. Alright, I'll check those out after stream. Thank you, Avail. Avail, also a fantastic artist and streamer here on Twitch. Go check her out. I don't know if there's a mod, but I'm gonna drop a shout out for Avail. How do I do this shit again? Shout out. Avail. This is how you do it? There you go. There you go. See, guys? I know how Twitch works. I've been doing this a little bit. Whoa! No. No, you deserve it. I'd watch your streams, but I go to bed at, like, normal, like, Eastern time, like, working man hours, you know? I always feel bad. I think it's like a thing that you sort of encounter when you're a schedule streamer as well, where you get rated by a lot of the same people. Like I feel like I get rated by Chuck Chan a lot, which, you know, if we end up ending our stream, probably gonna end the stream at the 3-hour mark because I'm a little tired today, as you can tell by the fact that I'm stuttering and slurring my words constantly. But I think we're gonna raid into Chuck Chan at the end of this because he always raids me, but the way our schedules line up is he's always raiding me and I can never raid him back. Or there's like other people too, but we'll see. Right now I got my eye on Chuck. If he's still live when we end stream, then we'll go for it. You already have a strong understanding of animation, so manga should be easy for you. Well, the thing is, like, somebody told me that last time, and they were like, yeah, but you worked in animation, so, like, basically, like handling is the same thing as just doing, like, storyboards, right? And it is, but I wasn't a storyboard artist. Like, I was given my storyboards. Like, how many times do you watch a movie and just not register what you're actually, like, consuming or the art behind it? Some people put conscious effort into it, but does it mean that they could go and make a movie? Probably not. There's, like, a lot more to it. And I feel like the same with storyboarding, where, yes, I have seen a lot of storyboards, but I wasn't, like, consciously, like, registering storyboard shit, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? That's sort of how I see it, but I mean, who knows? Maybe I'm a prodigy, and maybe I'm gonna be the most goated comic artist ever. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? I really don't like this position here. I'm just gonna scribble. We'll figure something out here. You would be goated? Shit. Chat, you guys have been too good to my ego today. This is not good. This is not good. This is all going straight to my head. I'm telling you right now. You guys keep talking all this good stuff, and I'm gonna end up just going out to the street and just yelling at somebody and being like, "Do you know who I am? Do you know who you're talking to right now?" What are you working on, by the way? Right now I'm just drawing random shit. So the idea is we're doing character exploration. So I have an idea for a story that I would like to do. I just don't I've never done it before, so it's intimidating, and I'm also bad at following through on projects. But right now, yeah, we're drawing this guy. The idea is essentially two guys. One evil guy, clearly, guy evil. One good guy who's like of a religious background. And they're dropped into an environment where they have to rely on each other. And the idea is character development, where this guy sort of becomes less evil. This guy starts to realize that sometimes you can't always be the morally righteous asshole that you want to be, because sometimes you got to make tough decisions, you know? That's sort of the overarching plot. Everything else, TBD. I mean, if I can figure it out, let's hope it's a one-shot. What do you mean? Oh, you mean if you could figure it out? Love the yaoi. You could draw them kissing and fucking, dude. They're on the table, all right? Chat, if you guys want to draw these guys tonguing each other down and dicking them down, you know, I could use the free marketing. I feel like you got to give yourself more credit. You're a strong artist, you know. And I think your panels are really well plotted, so don't feel too bad. Do you draw yaoi, Milky? I thought you were just on that succubus babe tip lately. Or are you a diverse artist? Do you also draw boys? Every time I meet like a VTuber, I assume you're a VTuber. I haven't stalked your channel yet, but I assume you're a VTuber. And every time I meet a VTuber and they end up drawing, well, you know, anime girls mostly. And then they complain that they can't draw boys. Nah, I don't. You don't draw boys, or you don't complain about not drawing boys. I have to beg people to give me male characters. Just start drawing smut, dude. It'll, like, motivate you. Everyone wants girls? Yeah, cooties, dude. Not for me. I don't do none of that stuff. That's gross, guys. I'm a virgin. I'm the perfect Aztec sacrifice. We keep it pure in this household. That's why porn's banned on my server. Smut pays well too? That's right. Furry smut is like S tier for payments, apparently. If you can learn to draw dog dicks, I think that'll do numbers. Can I get a t-shirt of that? You know, I started making a website. I was like, should I start making merch? I don't know. I have this, like, idea in my head that it's just not going to sell and it's going to be a pain in the ass. But I'm not putting that on a t-shirt. 100% I'm not putting that on a t-shirt. If you can learn how to draw dog dicks, I think that would do numbers, dude. Yeah. Well, look. When I say that, I mean on a furry body, okay? This is not... We're not getting into that realm, alright? But I'm just saying, like, whenever I've seen, like, the craziest furry shit, they always have, like, they always have dog dicks. They got the fucking lipstick cocks, dude. Yeah, don't even get me started on furry porn. Well, I won't. Trust me. I'm on your team on this one. I should probably wear headphones when I watch you be on like a public bus right now. I remember I had a chatter on YouTube once who was presumably a kid. I think we ended up banning him. He was basically like, hey man, can you swear less? I'm sitting next to my grandma and it's really awkward. I was like, no, dude. No, get the fuck out of here. What are you doing? On that note, guys, we are an 18+ channel, so if you are under the age of 18, I'm going to have to ask that you vacate the channel. And while we're promoting things, you're also more than welcome to join my Discord. For anybody who's new here. If you want to join, if you join my Discord, you'll get live notifications for when I go live. And best of all, you can get feedback from me live on stream whenever I'm live and you're in chat. Get rid of your grandma. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to think, like, this guy's gonna basically be like a rogue, sort of like archetype. Like a little ninja guy, you know? Would I give him a hood? I'm really bad at, like, creative drawing when I'm live, because I feel like I always, like, go down a path and I never explore it. Because I'm like, ah, it just looks like shit. And people are watching. I get shy, guys. Just freaking shy sometimes. And this line won't go away, and I don't know what layer it's on. It's pissing me off. Oh. What layer is this on? Is this on Milky's layer? It is on Milky's layer. Milky, you see what you're doing to me right now, dude? I'm an elder? Hell yeah. The River Clouds, thank you for the follow. I got a bunch of follows earlier, and I didn't thank anybody. I'm so freaking rude. I feel like I've been so bad at thanking followers lately. We got Meow Sickles, Virus 04, Ungeezifer. We got I'm So Grace 2, and the River Clouds. Thank you for the follow, guys. I swear I'm normally better at this. I love the idea of making your life difficult. Well, you know what? On the note of following, you don't follow me, so I'm gonna go offline, and then we'll never see each other again. I'm not scared by your threats. Huh? Oh, you do? I don't know, guys. I can't check. How do you check if somebody follows you? Oh, you just click on their name. Would you look at that? I've been following you since November. What the fuck? All right. Okay, look. I told you, look, streamers are not perfect. We make mistakes. It happens. I appreciate the support. I'm flawed. I'm a human. I'm a human and I'm a man. It's a double curse. Just click their name since November 29th. Hey, that's my buddy's birthday. To be fair, streaming's the hardest job on the planet. That's right. And then motherhood, and then working on an oil rig. Streaming is just so tough, dude. You know? Just steals your soul or whatever. Look for them in your follower list, too. That would take... The follower list orders in chronological order. So I'd have to, like, look for a while, probably. I've been a secret fan of you, and you don't recognize me? Have you really, Milky? Have you really? Really? Are you just saying that because you want to be in my good graces right now? Or are you actually a long-time lurker? There's a way to test that, so I'll know if you're lying. Oh my god, dude, why can't I draw that fucking thing? I literally suggested your channel to other people so they raid you? Shit, we got a mega fan, dude. But I don't remember who, to be honest. I believe you. Cat Snack, Siren Night Sparrow 2. How's it going? How you doing, Siren? Oh, Siren, you son of a bitch. Okay. Speak French for 1 minute. Here we go. On va parler pour 1 minute. J'ai besoin de la... Oh, tu veux pratiquer à parler en français, c'est ça? T'as-tu commencé à prendre des cours en français? C'est quoi ton but? Pourquoi t'as commencé à apprendre le français, Siren? Si c'est ton vrai nom. Y a-tu un sujet ou un domaine ou quelque chose que tu voudrais que je discute? En particulier pour t'aider à apprendre le français, pour améliorer ton français. Chain! 1005, comment ça va, Chain? Hey, Snack! Hey, Chain! On a Chain, on a Sirène, on a Milky, Milky Hoppy, Jadou, Jadou Or. Je devrais ajouter une section où ce que les gens peuvent faire une réquisition du sujet auquel tu vas parler en français. Ouais, ça serait une bonne idée, mais j'en ai pas pensé avant. Donc, peut-être la prochaine fois. Pour l'instant, on va juste finir de parler en français, puis on va continuer à faire le stream en anglais. Je pense que ça fait à peu près 1 minute. Là. Je check le temps, puis ça fait à peu près 1 minute. Donc, we're gonna switch back to speaking English. It's very weird. I feel like whenever I switch to French, I'm like a new person. You know, it's really funny. I don't swear like at all in French, whereas in English I swear a lot, and it's like a completely different brain. Can you insult me in French? I just don't do a lot of insults. I mean, I like all of my insults would be basic. You know what I mean? Like I'm not drilled and I don't have the muscle memory to do like witty insults. Like I don't think I could do anything like too creative. I can insult you though in French. Je peux t'appeler stupide. Si je me sens sexiste, je connais comme plusieurs mots que je pourrais utiliser, mais je suis un féministe, donc dans mon cas, moi, là, je défends les femmes avec mon honneur. Je dirais jamais un mot contre eux. Je pourrais jamais faire ça, ça me ferait trop de peine. Yo, check your Discord, I spammed you. Okay, yeah, I see those. I will take a look at all of the stuff you sent me after stream. Thanks, by the way. That's really useful. I don't even know where to go, like when it comes to like comic planning and stuff like that. How often do you say tabarnak? Not often enough. I say esti a lot. Like if ever do I? The thing is, I mostly speak to my mom in French. And so I'm not like cussing crazy style when I'm talking to my mom. Ironically, I do swear a lot when I speak to my mom in English, but my mom is French. And so she was one of those moms growing up. If any of you guys have bilingual parents, you could probably relate to this. But my mom was the type of person when I was like a teenager where she was like, if you have to swear, swear in English. I don't care if you swear in French. Or I don't care if you swear in English. Just don't swear in French. Which was like a weird thing that like French moms did in Canada, like back in like the 90s and like 2000s. And so yeah, I don't know. I don't swear a whole lot in French. But yeah, I could drop a couple STs, un peu des tabarnak, des colis de tabarnak, des saint-ciboires, des adores, des sacrements, sacré bleu. Sacré bleu's a little weird one, but there's some pretty gnarly ones that I could say that I won't. My mom just doesn't care if I swear. I think she just doesn't listen to me at all. That's so mom, dude. Excusez-moi. That's sweet, thank you. Well, now I want to swear against you, dude. The feminist inside of me is making me not, though, because all of the really like mean words that I know, because I don't know you well enough to like drop some zingers that are personal, you know. All my zingers, all I know is that you're a pasty white woman. That's it. That's all I got. Who draws like horny bait. You got it right though. There's not much to it. Damn. White bread, baby. I'm whole grains, alright? Actually, I'm ancient grains. I got some fiber in me. Now, if we're talking white bread, if you're white bread, are we talking like Dempster's white bread, like American white bread? Or are we going like, I don't know, fucking, like milk bread? You would be milk bread, I think, because your name's Milky, right? I feel like that's a little bit more flavorful. Say what happens if you mix cute and hot. What happens if you mix cute and hot? I don't even know, like, if I were speaking French Canadian and I were saying the word cute, I would just say cute. Or unless you're asking me to say this in English. In which case, what happens if you mix cute and hot? I feel like they're like, I don't like that combination, to be honest. I feel like I would rather, if I'm into a chick, I'd rather she be hot and or cute. I don't like the mix of cute and hot in terms of like somebody I'm into. Because I feel like if you mix cute and hot, I don't know, it's like a weird mix where I feel like it's, you ruin the contrast and the innocence of cute. And you remove the mystique of hot. I don't know, I feel like cute and hot shouldn't mix in a person. No, I want to know what happens when you mix cute and hot art-wise. What's this context? I don't know. I just got asked to say what happens when you mix cute and hot. And I thought they were asking me to explain it in French, but so yeah, I don't know what the context is beyond that. What happens when you mix cute and hot art-wise? I feel like you just end up in like anime territory, right? Isn't that the idea? Like, isn't that like where you get like the fucking the horny bait like anime babe art? Where they like, you know, they're all in like this pose with like their big titties hanging down. But they go like, they do like, they have a face like this. So they're cute, you know? And their butts hanging out over here or whatever. I don't know. This is my image of like what drawing anime smut art is. Boobs need to be bigger. There you go. He just drew a penis with a face and called it cute. No, I did not. Actually, I'm from Argentina. There, you got plenty. Plenty to insult you with. I don't know shit about Argentina. Is that an insult? I know so little about your country, I can't even insult you with you. Or with it. I need more. I need more information to completely bully you. I'm so glad. All I know, you guys have the fucking, like, the prime minister or president or whatever who looks like he's wearing a skin mask, right? With, like, the perfect blue eyes. And, like, the weird hair. And the crazy sideburns that I really want to shave. Yeah? Okay. See, that's all I know. Do we like him? Do we not like him? You tell me. I'm a blank slate on Argentina. We don't? Yeah, fuck that guy. Yo, it's me, Alicia. I can only check momentarily, my bro. What up, Alicia? How you doing over there on YouTube? Where did I come back to? Mercury, sorry, I just saw your message. I have no idea what you came back to. You can explain it to me. Hopefully it wasn't the part where we were talking about dog dicks, but it could be. I don't know. We've delved into a lot of different topics today, as we do. We like diversity here, alright? You what? You don't need to know. It's fine. It's not that bad. His personality's evil and shit, yet his name is Gret. Great. How good is that? His name is Gret, not great. There's an A in great. It's Gret. Maybe I'll change his name, because I feel like everybody asks me if it means something. I'm surprised I didn't get a Messi and Tango. Ooh, yeah, that's true. You guys got Messi, right? I don't know shit about soccer, again. I watch hockey, mostly, but... Messi was in the Epstein files. That's a little fun fact. That's all. That's all I know about my country. That's all I know too. We share the same amount of knowledge. Otter, thank you for gifting a sub to Chain. My number one gifter, dude. You're no longer doing it anonymous. You're doing it in the spotlight. Hell yeah. Messi, what? Unless I'm thinking of someone else. I swear to God, he's in the Epstein files. Yeah. He definitely was. I'm looking at it online now. It could be fake. I'm open to the idea that it's fake, but I don't know. Give that to me later. I'm not gonna send links to fucking the Epstein documents in chat. It's crazy. See you next stream, Snack. I couldn't stay long. It's okay, Alicia. I appreciate you coming in, though. Appreciate it big time. It's just a photo. Milky, if you Google Messi and Epstein, it'll be like the first thing that pops up. It's just like a photo of him in bed with another dude. Presumably having gay sex. It was the dog thing, by the way? How'd I know? How'd I know? We were talking about how fucking weird, like furry porn is, basically. And I was saying, like, if you want to make a lot of money, you start drawing furry porn, and then something about drawing dog dicks or whatever. That's it. That's all. I gotta stop zoning out midway, I swear. It's probably for the best, dude. I'm killing your IQ by listening to this shit. Chad, I don't really want to draw. I'm just not really in the mood right now, you know? I like yapping, though. Yapping's fun right now. See you, Pookies. I just wanted to say hello. Hello. How you feeling? Your American team won. How's that feel, Otter? That's gotta feel good. Now you get to face my brutal Canadian team that is going to absolutely obliterate you on Sunday. Just so you know. I know you and I are friendly, Otter. But on Sunday, we're enemies. And then we'll be friendly again afterwards. But you know how it feels. Buckle up. Alright. Go kiss your picture of Quinn Hughes. I've been doing marketing all week, which is lovely, but it's killing my art drive. I've just, like, had a lot of shoulder issues this week, and I don't have anything, like, in mind right now, and I also have, not recently found, but I just feel like I perform better when I'm not drawing live. And so I like drawing offline more these days. I was actually in Painted King's chat last night, drawing offline, or drawing in there, just with my mic off. Or not his chat, sorry, his Discord or whatever. Does this mean I should go to a bar on Sunday? Yeah, dude. Yes. Like, if you want to go, if you want the craziest fucking Canadian experience, watching the Olympic gold finals in a bar for men's hockey, that's it, bro. You are not going to get a more hype sporting event than that. Other than maybe if, like, a Canadian team was in the playoff finals, and it was, like, Game 7 or some shit. At 8 a.m.? Yeah, so get this, Otter. A lot of, like, municipal bars, at least where I live, I don't know about where Chain lives, but at least where I live, all of the bars have now had their permits extended so they can serve alcohol temporarily at 8 a.m. At least where I live. Because usually I think the alcohol limits start at, like, 11 a.m. or whatever. Oh my fucking god, dude. Oh my god, 8 a.m.? Yeah, I know. The Italians don't really know how to schedule shit, but, you know, it's not really important. So, that's going to determine how depressed I am on Sunday's stream. If we lose, I'm going to be very sad, chat. I am very tribal when it comes to hockey, okay? Today's game was an emotional roller coaster, and I thought for sure it was like the end. I thought Canada was cooked. But luckily, we're just fucking goated. So we're not. For joking purposes, you should draw a sugar glider. Should I? I don't know what a sugar glider looks like. I'm gonna draw it like from a top-down view, like I'm below it. Does that look like a sugar glider? It looks like a sugar glider. Okay, I'm getting distracted. I'm riding that high against Slovakia. Good night. Good night. Do you care if the women's team win? I do. Yeah. I for sure wanted them to win. I was actually at my office. We set up a boardroom where we watched like the women's hockey game, and like my whole team just like let us basically not work while we watched the women's hockey. Unfortunately, they got fucking dummied by America, which is unfortunate, but you know it is what it is. Looks like a sugar peener. I don't draw penises, guys. That's not my thing. Isn't Poulain injured? She was, yeah. Well, they're done now. Like they lost. I don't know if she came back for the finals. I know like in the was it the qualifier where they played America and lost? I think she was injured then. But yeah, they lost, unfortunately. So we just got the boys left. I'm more familiar with men's hockey. It's just more what I watch. I have gone to some some women's hockey games though, but Poulet's literally their golden ticket. Is she like she's like the Crosby of the ladies, is that it? Speaking of, Crosby's also fucking injured. This explains why I have a shoulder injury, dude. Just don't play hockey. If you don't want to fuck your body up, just don't play hockey. Today's like, what if I score while skating backwards and not looking at the net? Did that happen? Did she just backhand it in? I don't know a whole lot about the lore. Some colleagues of mine were like explaining it or whatever, but they made it sound like she was basically the only reason we were gonna win. Like we needed her, you know what I mean? Is that the case? I don't like this. I don't like this drawing. Oh god. She set the skill ceiling like way higher than anyone else on the skill level of ever. Okay, wait, that sentence didn't make sense. I know what you mean. Don't worry. I know what you're saying. She's just basically in like a league of her own. Yeah, I don't think the NHL has anyone like that. I don't think there's like, I mean, McDavid's like obviously one of the best players in the world right now, but I don't think like like even just having him on your team isn't enough to like guarantee like a win, you know. She was just like he I can do whatever I want on the ice. Then she got injured, and I was like, well, the hockey isn't worth watching anymore. It's really fucked up because I feel like when it comes to like tournament hockey, a lot of teams will actively try to injure skilled players. Obviously, it could be like coincidental too, but it's like a tactic, dude. When you've got to play the same teams over and over, fuck them up. Mercer says, I miss playing sports in school. What was your favorite sport? You're Canadian. Did you play hockey at all? Milky, what sports do they play in Argentina? Is it just soccer? Hell no, hockey was not my thing, aside from field hockey. You keep saying field hockey. There's a big field hockey community in Canada? I feel like I played hockey my whole life. I never encountered any field hockey players. I played ball hockey in the off season. But that was it, really. Everything but hockey. Yeah, well, I'd imagine you guys don't have a lot of ice there. I was never a big soccer guy. I don't really like it very much. I get it. It's just not really for me, you know. Volleyball, tennis is alright. I was the biggest soccer girly, but I was also a keeper in soccer in school, and we were the okayest team in the league. I feel like if I could go back in time, I'd probably pick up a different, maybe not a different sport, but another sport. I feel like I would pick up soccer. Would I give a shit about soccer? I don't know. I just feel like I didn't really have any summer sports growing up. You know, I skateboarded a little bit, but I didn't do it a lot. I wasn't like decent at it. I was good at hockey, but I wasn't good at like skateboarding. It's between ultimate frisbee and volleyball. Ultimate frisbee, I feel like, is really slept on. I feel like a lot of people play ultimate frisbee that you just wouldn't expect. I played volleyball when I was a teen. I'm not tall enough to play volleyball, dude. I'm not like a short guy, but I'm not like a giant either. I just don't have like the height for volleyball. Or basketball for that matter. I'm 1.73 centimeters. You're like, yeah, you're pretty tall for a lady. You're like just a little bit shorter than me. There was an ice hockey team at my school. It's between ultimate frisbee and volleyball, specifically during the practice drills. What do you mean specifically during the practice drills? I was too small to play volleyball in high school. I just didn't have an interest in it. I was also when I was a teenager, I just did a lot of drugs, and so I just sports were not like a massive interest. I was too busy getting high all the time, you know. When I say drugs, I should clarify. I smoked a lot of weed. I wasn't like fucking doing coke in the high school bathroom. Did my previous message not load? I don't think so. It says it's between ultimate frisbee or volleyball, specifically during the practice drills. That's the chronological order of the messages I see. That line is insane. Mostly because I went to an Eastern European school as a Filipino woman, and let me tell you, Eastern Europeans, man, they are big. That's true. They're tall as shit, dude. Especially like the Norse ones. You'd think I'd be taller, because I got fucking Norse genes, but I'm not. My family before immigrating to Canada was from like Normandy, I think, which is in France. But the Vikings, the Norse Vikings settled in Normandy. That's why they were called the Norman Vikings, you know? It was the only sport for girls in my school, so they didn't care about height. Basketball's huge here too. I don't know why, because men are pretty short here. Is that true? Are like Argentinian men short? Also, what the hell? What is short? I feel like we gotta clarify what short is. To me, short for a dude is like under 5'6". I think that's like short. The average height for men here is 5'8", so for basketball, yeah, that's pretty short. Yeah, for basketball, 5'8" is pretty short. Before the practice drills thing, I mentioned I had too many head collisions. Oh, yeah, that definitely did not show up. I don't see that at all. Just in case the other message didn't load either, on my frisbee team, we had a kid who was 7'1", and I was unfortunately paired up with him all the time. I'm 5'2". That's 7'1" is insane, dude. I feel like that, like you kind of just hope that you're just tall and you're proportionate, because otherwise you're gonna have like a shit ton of joint issues, you know. I say that like I know a lot of people who are 7'1". I don't, but. I don't like this drawing, not because I think it's anything. I don't think it's like technically bad. I just think it's very generic looking. I don't know how to change it up. It's the eyes. Maybe you're so skilled that the only way people can keep up is if you're facing against an actual giant. I think my coach just wanted me dead. I do wonder how much coaches were just like memeing when they paired people up, you know? Alright, chat. It's about that time. Chuck Chan's still going strong. We're gonna raid into him soon. I'm gonna go chill. I'll see you guys all here tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern time for the next stream. Dude, this song is a fucking throwback. I cannot believe this just popped up. I haven't listened to this song since I was like 15. I swear to God. It was like some obscure ass song that I haven't listened to in forever. I think New Job S in general, I haven't listened to in a long ass time. Thank you for the stream, dude. Thank you for the raid, Milky. Thank you for the raid to Milky. Thank you for the raid to Dr. G. I don't think I'm missing anybody else. And thank you for everybody who showed up. Makes my heart flutter. Thanks for the stream, dude. Thanks for the conversations, guys. It's funny, because every time I want to go live, I feel like if you're a streamer, you kind of know this. You kind of know this feeling. There's always a part of you that's like, not like anxiety-inducing, but it's just sort of like, I'm going to be spending my evening streaming. And so you're like, I could just not stream, you know, and then, but when you're doing it, you're like, damn, everybody vibing so hard right now. This is so lit. I love it, you know? And so yeah, whenever I feel like I don't want to stream, I always think of like, you know, streams like today or streams that we have that are particularly good, where I'm like, you know what? Today could just be a fucking dope chit chat with the homies. And it always ends up being that, you know? Except last weekend, obviously, I was a little bit grumpy last weekend. Sorry about that, guys. If ever I was, like, snippy or snappy with anybody last weekend, it was a me thing, it wasn't a you thing, and that's not me breaking up with you, that's just the truth, okay? Department down. Hey there, how you doing? I'm doing good. How you doing, Cloud? Cloud, thank you for the little follow. How's it going, big dog? We're actually wrapping up stream pretty soon, Cloud. You're catching me at the end here. But we will be back tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern time. That damn bark. You like that shit? You like that shit, chat? So with that, again, this is the spiel I normally do at the end of stream. If you want to catch my next streams, if you want to know when I'm going live next, you're more than welcome to join our Discord. That's it, really. That's the only solution. So I'm gonna drop the Discord link. Then we're gonna queue up the raid. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here, and I will see you all tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern time. Let's go right into Chuck Chan. Actually, I should probably. I'm gonna just message him. Because last time what happened was I raided him, or I raided out, the second he raided me. So let me just check real quick. I gotta pause the music. I can't hear his fucking shit. Is he talking to me? I can't hear him. Yeah, stream's gonna be going on for a long while? Okay, hell yeah, dude. Okay. Alright, back to this. Alright, we're gonna raid into Chuck Chan. Thank you all for coming out. I will see you all tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern time. Raid. What do we got? Chuck Chan's a fantastic animator, a buddy at the channel. He raids in all the time, so let's show him some love. Let's go see Chuck Chan. Make sure we give him a nice little follow and hang out there. See you there. Bye-bye.